And good evening, and welcome to the Doom City of Granitegard, a live play fantasy adventure here on the Guardtower Presents. We stream every Sunday evening at 7 p.m. Unless we have some sort of major technical issue with our internet provider.
Never happened.
Never once has that happened, but we do upload them on Fridays, so if something happens, you can always catch it there. If you've missed any of our prior episodes, or you want to go take a look at any of our social media platform, the easiest way to do so is to go over to our Linktree page, and that is linktr.ee/dcog. Now, to make that easier on you, our amazing moderator is going to be putting that up there for you, and we also have that available in the stream itself to see that pop up there. So you can always check us out there. You can find the Guardtower's YouTube and Twitter channels, as well as links to our Instagram, Patreon, and Discord. So all kinds of social media to catch up with on that. Now, we do ask that if you like what we're doing, that you give us a like and subscribe. That really helps us get the word out, and apparently the algorithms really enjoy that. So we'd really help you. It would help with our ability to grow there. So thank you so very much for that. Tonight, as you can hear, our music and sound effects are provided by Pocketbard. If you haven't already checked that out, Pocketbard is a very easy to use little program that allows you to seamlessly transition between sound effect and
It's my future bomb.
your background music, even in combat music. You can find that at the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store there. So definitely download that today. We've got some amazing minis tonight from our friends Chris Wolfgang and Tony Thefferson, as well as an amazing map tonight from our friend Chris Fields, and I cannot wait to show that off. Unfortunately, on the stream, we had a bit of an issue with one of our cameras, so go back and watch us on YouTube. We'll be able to edit that back in into post. It is definitely worth your time and energy. Now, we also have our first map of the evening, which is, of course, on Warlock titles. And these tiles are provided courtesy of the Guardtower. It's a very easy-to-use interconnecting system that allows you to personalize and create custom maps for your own battles. I certainly enjoy that, and we've had a whole lot of fun tweaking them and making them look all kinds of special. So, we are very pleased this week. As you can see, Audrey has rejoined us. She's back from her world domination tour. So, thank you so very much for joining us again. And
glad to be here.
Definitely very glad to have you back. I'm sure that the party will be happy to have you back tonight, too, because there are a couple things I've got up my sleeve for them on that.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'd like to not be dead, so y'all should get on that.
Not being dead is a good thing as well. We'll have to work on that, though. I want to go ahead and mention our upcoming Halloween horror special that we're running. That should be the last 2 weekends of October, the 22nd and the 29th. And this is going to be quite a change from our regular lineup on the show. It is actually a survival horror. And tune in and take a look at that and see which one of our players actually survive all the way to the end. We're very proud to say that we're partnering up with Everyday Heroes and Evil Genius Games for that. So if you're not familiar with Evil Genius Games and their Everyday Heroes, it is a 5e compatible system, and it's really nice because it gives you a modern take on running that, with guns and cars and all kinds of stuff. I think it's really nice. It's very seamless transition without having to learn a whole bunch of new rules for gaming systems. So definitely worth your time and energy to take a peek at that there. We're also looking at our Season 2, and we are keeping a fantasy live play, but we're going to be adding a cyberpunk-esque live play as well. So that should be very interesting. If you are familiar with Snow Crash by Neil Stephenson and William Gibson's Johnny Mnemonic, you'll kind of be interested in what we're getting ready to do with that. Looking at a whole lot of dystopian future with powerful corporations, political intrigue, dirty streets bathed in neon, and a secret that threatens all of mankind.
Exciting.
So, as you can tell, we have quite a passion for tabletop gaming here on the Guardtower Presents. And if you are like us and you share that interest, we recommend that you go down to your local hobby store. Basic thing about that is you can meet a whole host of individuals that share that same passion with you. For us, we recommend either the Guardtower East or West locations. And again, there's all kinds of minis, there's paints, there's adventures just waiting around the corner for you. And again, an amazing community of players there. Now, if you feel more comfortable taking a look at things from home, that's perfectly fine. You can stop by the Guardtower.com. Again, the Guardtower.com, and see all their wares that are available there. Now, I do believe that kind of wraps up everything that I've got here for the evening on that. Now, Roger, did you have anything to add tonight? Any news or announcements? Fantastic. This is my favorite part of the evening where I get to have who's ready to roll some dice. Very good. Well, we are going to do our intro. When we come back, a short recap, and then into tonight's adventure. So please stay tuned.
You're here.
Once the seat of economic and political power in the Northern Territories, the city of Granitegard fell in one catastrophic moment of terror and bloodshed. In the quiet hours of the night, the massive granite mesa that served as the city's namesake exploded violently, the debris reducing entire swaths of the city to ruin. Before the inhabitants could even comprehend what had happened, they were blindsided by an army of monstrosities surging from the sewers and into the city streets. The militia valiantly attempted to protect the fleeing citizens, but their efforts were futile against the overwhelming tide of bloodthirsty creatures. And in the midst of the chaos, the city gates slammed shut, turning Granitegard into a death trap for anyone that remained behind the high, fortified walls that had been meant to protect them. For over a decade, it has stood as silent as a tomb, and shrouded in a perpetual mist. No one has entered, and nothing human has ever come out. That is, until now. 12 years to the day since the fall of Granitegard, the Trader's Gate has opened. The news has spread like wildfire across the human crescent. And like a siren's call, fortune hunters from far and wide have been drawn by the possibility of untold riches lying just inside the city walls. Daring the foolish and the brave to risk it all at a chance of wealth beyond their wildest dreams. It has also stirred the interest of old rivals. With no one from the original bloodline to claim the mantle of leadership of Granitegard, plans are forming in the dark. Powerful forces seek to play their games of state, as the lives of everyone in the north hangs in the balance. And in the midst of this all, 6 strangers have been drawn to Granitegard by something other than riches or power. Their destiny is tied to the events surrounding the fall of the city. Each of them must confront the past in order to find a way forward. Each of them must search for answers in the doomed city of Granitegard.
Capacity. And welcome back. So again, we're going to start with a quick recap and then hop into tonight's adventure. Our story began in Newtown, which is a settlement that has arisen along the Traders Road overlooking the fallen city of Granitegard. 6 strangers arrived in Newtown, each drawn by their own secret hidden agenda. However, it was the enigmatic Versailles Rex that has brought them together and given them a common purpose to discover the secrets that behind the fall of Granitegard. On their first attempt to enter the city, the party rescued a group of children that had been kidnapped by vicious goblins. Through several more noble deeds, some of them quite accidental, the party became local heroes in the eyes of the people of Newtown. However, it was not until Katya, mother of one of the children that were captured by the goblins, told the party about a secret way into Granitegard through the hidden entrance in the lower garrison tower did the party find a way that they could possibly access the city. However, a arrival of a contingent of military forces from the Concordance of the Silver Plains and the revelation that there are powers at work behind the scenes has thrown the party into a bit of a tizzy on that. King George, the missing brother to the sovereign of Granitegard, announced his claim to the throne, and with his promises to retake the city, and a healthy promise of gold as well, he has swayed the people of Newtown to his cause. The party used this confusion to slip out of the city and head down to the lower garrison tower, but once there they discovered that the Way, which is a criminal organization of very violent means, was using the tower as their base of operations. They were able to slip through the Way and down into the hidden tunnels beneath the tower, when they discovered that the tunnels were cut off by a solid wall of granite. There they discovered Sir Gendron, who was once a hero of the city, but had passed away in the final battle, holding the line to allow people to escape, and his ghost had been sitting down in these tunnels for 12 years. He struck a deal with the party. If they could return his locket to his wife, he would open up the wall and allow them passage into the city of Granitegard. The party was able to take the tower with Gendron's help, and then they slipped into the shambles to defeat the Collector and bring the locket back to Gendron's wife, Rose. Unfortunately for the party, by the time they had accomplished this, the Newtown had closed down for the evening and forced them to stay. On the way back to the Red Valerian Inn, Mary revealed a secret to the party. He pulled back her hair and revealed that she had elf ears and she was half elf in her origin. This came as quite a shock because, as far as the members of the party knew, the last elf died off over 400 years prior. So that was quite something they were not exactly expecting. Well, I guess for most members of the party that would be. Just as they were dealing with this shock, unfortunately, something terrible happened to them. The world slowed down and the woman in black appeared in front of them. She seemed not to care for most members of the party, but did pause to examine Damon and then Echo, and soon pull memories out of both of them. However, when she got to Mary, she looked very, very carefully at Mary, and what seemed almost like a gentle caress, almost like very familiar, turned into something quite violent when she struck Mary in the chest, right in the heart. And Mary collapsed in what appeared to be a coma. However, her heart was still beating at about once every couple of minutes, but she was not breathing. The party was very concerned about this and decided that since her only hope lay in getting into the city and getting a particular herb, their best bet was to get in as fast as they could. On the way out, Anna and the Reverend stopped by Lord Arundale's house, and it was a childhood friend to both of them. So they discovered the Concordance had actually arrived in force with soldiers to bring Lord Arundale before King George. Once they got into the passageways and finally into the city of Granitegard itself, they came up into the sewers, and shortly upon arriving, they heard the sounds of a great fight going on. And as they stepped forward to see what was happening, before them was a subterranean chamber with a party of orcs that seemed to be waylaying a group of kobolds. And this is where we left off last week. So we're going to begin tonight with everybody roll initiative.
Before we begin, when we walked into the room, we saw that there was full of orcs. Could I have cast 3-card Monty to duplicate myself as we were walking into the room?
Unfortunately, that was not what was discussed when we last left off.
That's
I do
fine.
apologize. So,
Point of order, though, I did activate my right prior. I did
That
it when
is
there was
true.
noise. Just making sure we're all
Hello?
we're going to take a look and ask who is looking at 21 to 25.
Wait.
What you got there?
22.
22. Anybody
I
higher
don't
than
know about
22?
you.
In fact, 22.
What's that?
Just the obligatory Taylor Swift quote. I'm sorry.
It's the summer of Swift.
Yeah. mhm.
All right, so Vaughn's going to lead us off there. So I'm looking
Or if you-
for
I think it's fall.
16 to 20.
I'm the nature guy.
Oh,
remember?
16.
16 and
20.
20.
Ooh,
Okay.
hey.
Not Nat, but 20.
All right. And Damon, you said you had a 16?
Yes.
Anybody else anywhere within there?
15.
15. All right, so we're looking 11 to 15 at this point. So that leads you off there, Vaughn. Anybody else?
9.
9.
Oh, well, hold on.
That's
I'm in
below.
double digits. I have a 10.
You have a 10?
Wow.
Ah. So that would.
Also have a 10.
You also have a 10? Ooh, who has the higher dex?
Is it a plus 3?
Plus 3.
Oh my goodness, drop
Yeah.
one
What
more
are your
die,
numbers?
gentlemen.
I got a 16.
11.
14.
All right, so Speech and the Rev,
18.
and
14.
then we're gonna have Echo and Scott.
Wait a minute.
You never asked.
All right, so Vaughn,
Yeah.
you all won initiative. What are you doing at this moment in time?
We've just been hailed by one of the kobolds up atop. How many orcs do I see in front of me?
There appear to be 10 orcs in the room. And they all are quite angry at this point in time at the kobolds that seem to be up on this inaccessible ledge.
It's unacceptable. I want to see if I can take a look to the other side of the room, away from the ledge with the kobolds, and see if there's anything flammable over there.
All right, as you look into the room itself, go ahead and give a bit of a layout for our audience at home. So the room itself is probably about 45 feet by 45 feet. It looks to be the end of a sewer line. See several small areas where the water is coming out of the walls and draining down into little ditches that then run into the main portion where you all are coming from, that side chamber. Again, on the sidewalks there are small little catwalks for them, and in the center of that is a large area for the water to flow. In the room itself, looks like there was a ladder that would go up to a ledge, and then another ladder that would lead up to the surface from here. That's where the kobolds are sitting. In the room there are multiple different boxes that look like they've been washed into the room. There's an old boat down here and some other debris that has come into the room itself. Large piles of just looks old organic matter. Everything is very moist and wet in here. And there does appear to be one particular large orc that looks to be leading the group. He is to the back, in the far upper left corner of the room.
From what I can see, it looks like directly in front, closest to me, there appear to be a couple of piles of crates with some of the orcs behind there. And so I'm going to fire off my crossbow bolt that's already lit up with flame from my right. And then I'd like to use my movement to go and get behind some of that debris. It looks like a boat from here.
All right, so you're going to come out and then behind the boat itself?
Yes.
All right, 70 paces that is. All right, that puts you at least partially blocked by the boat there. And the orc would have witnessed that, but you're not within range at that point.
Great.
So you fire the crossbow bolt at the boxes.
The boxes. I'm going to
Okay.
cause more so of a disarray and chaos.
Go ahead and not as much to strike, but as much to more ignite. I mean, I don't think the boxes, unless you were terrible, the box is not going to dodge.
It's going to be quite good at a 25.
At a 25, all right.
Got this box good.
Fire the bolt at it, and it streaks across in this bright flame, lights up the room a bit there. And as it strikes the box, it doesn't seem to do anything for a moment, and then begins to catch on some of the dry bit of the wood there. It's going to take a little bit for that fire to really get going, but it certainly is drawing some attention to those boxes.
Hey! Over here! Over here! As I call out to them, waving the crossbow towards myself.
All right. And now we move to the orcs. So
They don't go there.
these two orcs here are going to be the ones responding, and he is going to close the gap on him. And he is raging at this point, so he is going to, he's in a battle rage. You can see, as you look at the orc itself, just a nasty looking creature. They are much larger than a man physically. Probably towering over you by about 4 inches, which is not that tall. However, the musculature on this thing is much greater than yourself. Very thick, cordy muscle on this thing. And it has these nasty looking fangs that is slobbering it in. It's like, at you. Swinging back its
He say
axe,
that about his mother.
and it is going to attempt to cleave you. It's going to launch both its melee attacks on you,
Oh no.
and that is going to be a 17,
Meets it, beats it.
and that is going to be a 14.
One of them hits.
One of them hits. All right, he strikes you for 15 points of damage. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yes.
If it's
14 points of damage. I lied.
lower.
Oh,
There, Blair. I'm at 150.
Oh no.
14.
Carry the zero.
And
need
the
the
other
new
orc is going to
king.
try to close the gap as well.
I retract my earlier statement.
And he too is going to attempt to cleave you with both of his
Gosh darn it,
weapons
no.
there. And that is going to be 17 and an 18.
Yes, those will both do it.
And that would be 28 more points of damage. To you.
Oh no no.
You want to check that again? Just in case.
14 plus 14 is 28. That
Cool.
accounting degree is paying for itself.
These are numbers. Yes.
Do you remember when our healer was like in
I
a
believe that
magic
is
coma?
42 points of damage. So,
But aren't you the cleric?
The first orc rushes up in that rage and swings and only hits you for once. The second one comes around, again, equally as aggressive and angry, and swings and hits you with one and then brings it back over the other. And Vaughn is slashed. There is blood coming out of him at this point from these nasty gashes on his chest. You look to be in quite a bit of trouble there, Vaughn. And we now move over to Yipia.
Okay.
What would you like to do for your first combat action there, Yipia?
The little kobold is seemingly revigorated at the sight of you guys, actually stepping in to help them. And grips her staff, slamming it down onto the ground as she points a finger over off to some of the orcs on the far side of the room.
Okay, so you're
A
looking
small
over
spark
towards
coming from her
this side over
finger.
here?
Yes,
Okay,
a
by the
small
leader.
spark coming from her finger as she utters one word. Fireball!
Yeah.
And from her hand You see it swell into existence from the tips of her fingers. This flaming ball is swirling in a mass and then rips off, streaking towards them, and it makes this whistling sound through the air, this crackling sound. What is the save? That's a deck save, I believe.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And it's
Save DC is a 16.
so the one with the arrow does not save, but the leader does save. I believe he takes half damage from it. On that.
That is how many? 8d6. Oh boy. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
8.
Four.
Math.
What's that?
I have to do math.
Yeah, math's just fun.
4,
All right.
3, 2,
It's a good problem to have.
9,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 27.
27, all right.
And that's on a failed save. Have it if it's they succeeded.
Roger that. Okay. So as the fireball strikes them, one of them is definitely very, very crispy fried. Still standing, raging and screeching at the fire that's kind of burning on him. There is some of his clothing that's caught on fire, and he looks quite mad. He throws the bow down to the ground since it's ruined and pulls out his blade. The chieftain, you're assuming, the one that looks like he is possibly in charge given the armor and equipment that he's wearing, it just blew past him. There's a little bit of singeing on his armor. Does not seem to be quite all that worried about the damage that he has taken at this point in time. Are there any other actions that you're taking at this point, Yidkin?
Yeah, and she's just gonna be like, hey, over here!
That certainly does draw some attention. So group number 2
Since
is
really hurt.
what's going on here. Who is in the lead of my party coming down the tunnel? Who would have been behind Vaughn? I've got currently, it looks like Echo and Sky. Would have been how you guys organized?
Yes.
Okay. So one of the orcs in this front party here, so he's going to rush to engage Echo and Sky. And he again is frothing at the mouth, eyes just seriously bloodshot and nasty, just slavering at the chance, looking at you both like you're quite tasty. And he is going to attack. Ooh, goodness gracious, really? Okay. So that was my first one. Nothing happened on that. I have a 17 to hit Sky.
Oh,
For
okay.
14 points of damage if it connects.
You said it's 17 to hit Sky?
17.
Yeah, that would hit her.
All right, so he takes 2 swings. One
dare
misses
you.
poorly, hits the wall next to where Sky's sitting and knocks off some chunks. The sparks come up from the blade strikes. Swings back and hits Sky on the return on that. The other one is also going to advance forward.
As he hits
Can he-
Sky, Echo is going to, after blocking his first attack, seeing him hit Sky, he's just going to swing his sword and just try and hit him
Reaction?
in the back of the knee with my reaction. Oh no. 15.
Looking to be to 17.
Sad.
All right. You do make the block, but unfortunately, as you swing around, it just glances off some of the thigh armor that he has on him. Looks like a leather pad kind of just deflected it a bit
Just
there.
like catches the sword and I'm like trying to pull it back.
Can the other one get close enough to him? He can't get through him there because it's too wide. All right, so that is his action is closing up there. And that is that group there. We now move over to Damon. Damon, you can see where 2 of the orcs have come into the hallway there. The tunnel that you all are in, and they appear to be blocking the tunnel. You can try to leap across if you want to get over to where Vaughn is standing currently, or you can try to find a way around. But that center section there is water. How deep it is, you're not quite sure, but it is full with all kinds of muck and grossness.
Yeah, I'll leap across. Sure. To try to get out of what's ever happening over here.
Acrobatics?
Give me a second. I gotta do math.
Less math than me.
That's a 15.
15 would certainly do it. Not the most graceful and amazing jump that you've ever done, but it certainly accomplishes the task, and across you go. And you still have half your movement.
Oh, hang on. I can't see the. I'm gonna run forward.
15.
And I'll use my bonus action to dash as well.
All right. You can come through Vaughn.
Would I be able to get behind one of the two orcs there and slash them in like the knee area?
I do believe you'd be able to do that, but I think that might put you with an attack of opportunity there, correct?
If I don't leave their range, if I just turn.
Roger that. Okay, then. Then that should put you in a nice position there with your 30 feet around to the backside.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. 17 is the number to beat.
Oh god. Hang on. Yeah, no, I got a 16.
You got a 16?
Yeah.
One short.
Okay. So as you attempt to do the slash, it just passes by the. It just, unfortunately, as you're running and trying to do that slice, you're just a tad bit off on where you were as far as the aim goes on that, and it misses. Do you have any other actions or anything you're doing this way?
Nope.
All right. We now move down to our next set of orcs, and that's going to be those two guys behind the boxes there. Can they make the distance between where they are and Damon?
Oh.
I believe they're going to come up just shy, if I'm not mistaken, on that. Turn him around so he's facing Damon.
Right.
Let's go ahead and pivot that guy. Right. All right, so Damon, you can hear it sounds of these footsteps coming up behind you as they're rushing over to your position on that, and that is all the orcs are doing, aside from snarling and growling very menacingly at you. That moves us down to Anna. And Anna, you are currently behind Sky and behind Echo.
Great. I guess I'd like to move past them.
Unfortunately, they are toe-to-toe with the orc. So there's nowhere to pass unless you try to body check the orc or something along those lines, which is a possibility. It's a strength contest to strength roll.
Okay. It's not like that I can move through. It's not like half movement to move through difficult terrain. Okay.
Yeah, you've got to get him out of the way.
Great. Okay.
Please.
Then I want to check the orc, preferably into the wall, and then and step on to the other side of him. Or no. Yeah.
Okay, let's go into. You can do.
Great.
You can do athletics on that.
Fantastic. Okay, so that's gonna be a.
It's unnatural 20 for me.
Great. I got a 23.
That
Yeah, fantastic. And then I want to go. I guess go to the orc just beyond.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Oh my! I'm so sorry.
Anna,
Yeah.
Anna, you just shoulder check that guy,
Yeah.
and he's like, oh, and it, quite even in his rage, a little bit like embarrassed that happened, like, oh. So the other work
Leg
is
day.
right in front of you there. What are you doing?
I would like to. Am I in range of the? Okay, fantastic.
Smack
Then
him.
I'm going to take my 2 attacks at the orc in front of me, and with my bonus action, I'm going to just kind of brush my shoulder off and cast Armor of the One God.
Unfortunately, the movement through there, I do believe that's going
Oh,
to.
that's it.
prevent
Okay,
that. So
never
you can
mind.
do
Then
an
I'll
attack,
use. Yeah, great.
but,
I'll do my 2
that's
attacks
a bit
then.
Of a bit of action there, trying to knock threat
Yeah,
past the
that's so fair. Okay.
340-pound
Oh
creature.
man. Okay, so that's not
Good,
great.
huh?
That's not good. Okay, that's an 11 for the first one. Nope. Okay, sweet. Just thought I'd check. Okay, great. That's a little better. That's gonna be a 26.
26. All right.
Fantastic.
So roll damage for that.
Great. Okay, that's gonna be a Oh my gosh, sorry, my brain just totally froze. That's are just out of curiosity, would these guys be considered like fiends or abominations or anything like that?
While people
Undead?
technically consider them abominations, they
Right.
are not really abominations.
Okay, great. Then with swinging my brand new maul, I'm going to try and hit him, or I give him 12 points of damage.
Okay.
Yep.
So you strike him with
Yeah.
the first blow with a hammer.
Yeah.
And it just kind of like rings off of his armor. Not really much of an effect.
The weight's really different, okay?
Second time you swing around, you do connect, but
Yeah.
when you hit him, it does not seem to do as much as you thought it would do. Like he just kind of like shoves it off a little bit. He actually smiles at you. One of his tusks is broken. He's like,
Great.
and that anything else that you're doing at this point?
Yep, that'll be it for me.
All right.
Would I have noticed that the attack didn't really do anything when she hit it?
Go ahead and give me a perception of disadvantage.
Okay.
This is just to think.
18. Both
18.
times.
Yes. So somehow with all the chaos that's going on around you, you see Anna wind up and do the hit, and it just doesn't even seem to faze him that much. Why, you're not exactly sure, but it does not seem to do quite as much damage as you were expecting.
Wood.
So, moving on to our next group of the orcs,
Oh gosh.
and that is going to be the guys with the spears. They are going to hurl their javelins at the kobolds up on top.
No.
So,
Oh,
ooh, nat 20 and a 12, which will hit a kobold. If it does not, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go ahead and pick a number for me. Yep.
3.
Not you, and not you. So,
Just your
the
friends.
The
emotional
kobold,
damage.
there with the battle axe gets pinned against the wall with the javelin and kind of twitches for a few seconds and then just stops moving.
No.
The other one gets partially hit with the javelin and does not die. He is down on the ground right now, kind of squealing in pain. The one on the far end there, he just puts him down there. Yeah, he's screeching and hollering right now in pain. Almost sounds like a child crying out in pain there. And that is their action this round. And that moves us over to Skeech. Skeech, what are you doing?
How many pairs of legs are in front of me?
Currently 1, 2, 3,
5
4,
pairs?
5 pairs.
All right, cool. Is there enough room
The dog
for me
has
to...
2 sets of legs. Oh, the Brevon's on there too?
I'm 10. But I'm after him.
Oh, that's true.
So, I'd like to go a la the Damon route here. As I pull out one of my little orbs here, I'm actually going to like scoop it in the darkness as we're going by. And I'm going to say, oh, I hope this works, I hope this works. And I'm going to try to move through as many people as I can, just like bobbing and weaving until I get to Attila the orc in the front there.
All right. So you can actually occupy the space between Echo and Sky just by giving your size.
And can I see the boat there?
From where you are, yeah, not very well.
You can see
But there's a giant shadow over right where Vaughn is.
Uh,
A very large pool of shadow there.
Well, I'm going to just try to tuck it over in that direction, trying to get in that as
DC 16.
close to the corner over there as possible. Well, that is going to be a 8.
And
So
8.
Where does that end up?
So basically, you huck this thing, and it hits over right next to Vaughn, and then rolls bloop into the water.
All right,
no.
I'm in the water.
And Skeet disappears. We'll get to that in just a moment. You're not quite sure where he went. Literally, after you're sitting there and Sky's there, and you see Skeet chuck the thing, and all of a sudden he goes, there's this little splash of water, and Skeet is gone.
You know what's not in the water? I don't know. Dark.
terrain.
So that was exciting. Our final group is going to be the leader there.
But now I get to go.
Nope. There's that last group of orcs.
But I have the same initiative as him.
Right.
Yes, it's alternating back and forth.
Oh, I.
So, the
I think
leader
they should, I
orc
think should be roll off too.
is going to double his movement and get in right behind Damon.
Oh,
Oh no.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
And that's burned up.
Ooh, they're
Oh
fast.
And
no!
he is going to do a solitary attack.
Why he's so tall?
Nothing. Okay. So, Damon, behind you, you hear this just, it sounds like a bull charging at you. Just boom, boom, boom. And you hear this growl. And as you see Vaughn's eyes just as this huge hammer is brought out. The hammer itself is literally nothing more than this giant iron bar that somebody has pretty much used chain to wrap a rock onto with some nice barbed pieces of jagged wood around the exterior of it. Looks quite unpleasant should it strike you. Fortunately for you, it literally hits the ground right behind you, and if you were any less composed, you probably would have jumped about 10 feet in the air. But you hear it, and you can actually feel the bits of stone actually pelt the back of your legs when it hits the ground. You hear this, and that was its action this round. The
funny, I don't
guy that's on fire there is going to use his dexterity to put himself out because he was burning, and that is his action this round. Now, the Reverend.
All right. Well, I saw this gentleman who was menacing my friend Damon over there. Can I see it? It's very tall.
Oh, you can steam over the top of Damon.
All right, so I'm going to cast Nightmare on this fellow. We'll see if this affects them.
And
They
what
need to.
do I need
That
to roll
is going to
against?
be a intelligence save.
So, should one fail,
Behind them appears, although they are the only one that can see it, appears a kobold. But this kobold is 10 feet tall and it is wielding a massive greatsword. And now it is stabbing him right in the back. So now it's going to do, they're going to take 3 psychic damage
all right.
every
3
turn.
Oh.
Please remind me to stack that as the turns go by. So
And
the
they are
phantasm is there. and-
They're engaged with that and they believe that it is real.
Absolutely. All right. Now, each round he does get to save against that, correct?
Not unless they believe, not unless they have a reason to think that it's
All right.
fake.
No problem. So we move
The
over to
10-foot
anything
tall
else that you're doing this
kobold.
round?
I'm gonna just move up a little bit. Up.
Looks like you can advance about 5 feet forward.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try. I can't really get around everyone.
Actually, can you remove Anna from the battlefield area? There we go. All
Wait.
right. Now, that brings us over to Echo and Sky.
No. Join me.
I believe there's an orc in front of me.
Yes. And
So
currently, he is unstable.
unstable.
Yes.
Okay. Sky is going to attempt to bite him in the leg as she's very mad for getting hit.
Being unstable, you would have advantage on your attack roll.
Okay, 15 will miss. And then I think she's just kind of hanging on, not doing any damage.
She bites down, and what she does, she actually gets a hold of the bit of leather that he has there on his leg and pulls it off. He's like, shaking that, looking like a good dog.
He does need to make a strength save or be knocked prone. 13.
And knock him prone, please.
Ooh. Okay.
So it rips off that piece of leather. Given the fact that he's unstable, it is enough to drop him onto the ground.
Great. Then I will mark him and do my 2 attacks. Natural 19 will definitely hit, and a 20 non-natural will also hit.
Okay, both of those strike.
That will do. Oh, this is gonna be adding 2 more d6.
Ooh.
Oops. Oh.
That's 22. 22 slashing.
All right, as you hack into him again, it just seems to shrug a lot of the damage off. You are cutting him, and it does open wounds, but he does shrug a lot of the damage off.
Okay.
All right. However, again, he is not prone right now. You did damage him. And anything else that you were doing at this moment?
Can I kind of skip over him and try and get into the bigger room?
It looks like you can move. You'll do an acrobatics to get over him, and then a contested athletics check to get past the other orc, I do believe.
Okay. Nope. I don't think that's going to do it. That's a 15.
15. You are able to get up and over his prone body there.
Okay.
He is not trying to grasp you or anything else like that. He has enough that's going on at the moment. And you would need to make your second skill check, which is athletics.
Natural 20.
Oh,
Natural 12. Okay. And you side check him as well.
this guy's getting.
And he
Manhandled.
remains stable. And you are into the room there.
Okay.
No attack of opportunity, nothing along those lines. You
Brilliant.
you basically use your shield and body blocked him out of the way on that. And that moves us down to the remaining kobolds. And they are going to attack the guy there with the spear. All three of them. Miss, and hit. They do 1 point of damage with their little slings. They're like,
Little kobolds that could.
and like, you know, one of them does actually get a nice little strike, like, doink, and you can see it like hit the top of the orc's head. It's like, kind of reaches up. And that is our first round. Brings us up over to Vaughn at this point. Vaughn,
Things are going well.
Damon is completely surrounded,
Yes.
and right now the leader is shifting his position to something you don't understand why, kind of looking behind himself. The rest of them seem quite fascinated by Damon's open back. Even the ones that are in front of you still are kind of like, huh. Although they have not shifted away from you. You can see where Anna is engaging the orc up to your right-hand side, and Echo is charging through at this point.
Right where we
And
want it.
Speech is nowhere to be seen.
Would I have, on my turn, I have 45 movement. Would I have been able to get close enough to Damon?
With jumping over the one guy and then body checking through that dude, it's like running through a set of linebackers in football. It decelerates you, but you were able to punch through, which now this round when you go to move puts you in a much better position there.
I see them eyeing Damon's open back.
I'm a tasty snack.
A tasty snacky, some might say. Yeah. Is there a way for Vaughn to get back to back with Damon without taking an attack of opportunity and still being in melee range?
Oof. If you pull off a spectacular acrobatics
Still
to
want to
prop yourself up and over the boat, I will let you spring off the boat next to him in a very spectacular fashion.
Yeah, and
But-
will I still be able to do things?
I'll give you one attack. If you do you have two attacks,
Yeah.
I will let you have one attack should you pull this off.
Very well.
Long distance injury.
Define spectacular.
Thrill me. What have you got?
11.
11.
That's a double.
Double digits. That's pretty good.
Go ahead and
sneaky?
Do it at once.
roll a second 20, please.
Oh no.
It's 11 on the die, but I can add anything to it?
All right.
That's double
Vaughn-
double.
There's so many ones. So many good ones.
Place Vaughn just to the side of the orc where it was standing. And unfortunately, his back is facing the orc now.
Oh
And kind of the wrong direction. What happens? You threw yourself up onto the boat, and as you went to launch, it's slick. It's been rotting here for a while. You lost your footing, kind of slid down the seats in the boat, and landed on the ground next to the orc. You did not fall down. You didn't hurt yourself or anything along those lines. Most of your pride at this point. Kind of like this little thing pops in your head of a long time ago when Damon was trying to do this spectacular jump through the air. You're like, you feel for Damon at this point. You're like, oh man. But that's where we
Going to
are.
be really something, Damon.
You have one action left at this point, your attack or whatnot.
I'd like to I'm just improvise, essentially. I'm not going to turn around whatsoever. Knowing that there's the orc behind me, I can feel them. I'm just going to kick backwards as hard as I can to try to bring one of them down to its knees so it's an easier enemy
Ooh, I
for
like
Damon.
it. I would say use. I'll give you the choice: acrobatics or athletics. Your choice if you're trying to get a trip going on.
Easy choice.
It'll be contested. So stronger. I have a 19.
Congratulations to you. You've won.
Okay. As you
It
kick
was
back,
close.
you kick the orc, and the orc grunts, and you hear it pivot around.
My foot.
You hear it pivot around at this point. Okay, so we now move to our. I think that's all of your actions.
Well, no, I'm not exactly. I have a bonus action, so
Oh.
officially I'm just going to use. Now I have literally nothing else. So, frustrated, I'll use my bonus action to turn on my Slayer's Focus.
All right, there you go. You have it activated. So, the orc that is directly behind Vaughn is going to use both his attacks to strike Vaughn. And that is going to be a 18 and a 15.
Reroll the 18.
Reroll the 18.
Nice.
Luck potion, baby.
Oh my goodness gracious. That would be a 17.
Eats it.
Ah.
And he does 14
No.
more points of damage to you. All right.
All right, but I stop the bottle, and then I shake it up, and then I release it again, and that luck goes to Vaughn.
Take it for your. Should you have to roll a death save? All right. So, the orc strikes Vaughn and drops him. And at this moment in time, we're going to shift what's happening around us. Mary, you have absolutely no idea how much time has passed since you've come to this place. But it could be minutes, it could be hours, it could even have been years that you've been in this position. All you know is that you have been exposed and subjected to nightmare after nightmare of soul-destroying visions of the people that you love, and everything that you care about being destroyed. Sometimes they're being tortured in horrific ways, sometimes just slaughtered directly in front of you, but every time you're so close to doing something about it, and it's ripped away right in front of you.
Well, that's hopeless.
Despair is just gnawing at you, and you're trying to keep your faith, you're trying to keep your belief, but again, over and over, you keep getting exposed to this. And then you hear this voice calling to you, telling you, if you just accept, I'll help you. Call my name. Melisendus. Call me. Reach out to me. I will bring you in. I will make you safe. This will go away. I can grant you the power to save your friends. And over and over. In the beginning, it was easier to resist. And then it's becoming more appealing as it goes on again. Every single time you think that you can stand it, everything gets pulled away from you again. You see your father slain before you. You have visions of all the friends of your party here, these new acquaintances that you have made that have become very close to you, slaughtered one by one, or tortured or torn apart in just ways that you don't even want to put into words. And just as it seems you can take no more, that darkness, that pain, that suffering fades away from around you. And then you're sitting back at your father's estate. There was that small little stream that you used to like to go to as a child, right next to the river where your father taught you how to fish. Remember, so many good moments in time with him, conversations that you would have, amazing memories. And sitting next to you is a woman. And as she turns to look at you, your childhood is brought back to you. You have not seen her face since you were maybe 5 years old. And your mother is there. And she smiles at you and she's like, Mary, I'm so sorry. I couldn't stop that from happening to you. Because I've not been there. As you know, I was taken away, and I thought that that the torture that I was enduring, that the one God had abandoned me. But I do understand at this moment why, when I prayed for release, he did not grant that to me. Why all these years that I have been enduring that. And then I realized now that if I hadn't been here, if I hadn't seen what she was doing and knew what was happening to you, I would not be here to ask to intercede on your behalf. This is your chance to get away from it this time. I don't know if I can do this again. But this is my gift to you. You must stop her. Where you and your friends are heading, I don't know if I'll ever be able to help you again.
Who is it?
Melisandus is her name. And it will all make sense as you go further into the city. And as she starts to try to say more to you, her voice begins to fade away. And before you, this comforting light begins to bathe you. It's warm. It puts you this state of ease that you've never known before. You almost feel this gentle hand on your back pushing you forward through the light. And a moment later, go ahead and place Mary next to Vaughn, standing over him. There's this flash of light that literally stuns everybody in the room. And from this light, you actually see Mary step out of the light into the room over the top of Vaughn. Shield is up. Her weapon is drawn. Looking a tad bit surprised at the moment. The orcs all move back 5 feet from where Vaughn is standing as a reaction to what is happening before them. They're shielding their eyes a bit from it, and it shifts them back out of their rage. And there is Mary. And let's re-roll initiative, everybody.
Oh, two-stage combat.
Am I rolling initiative?
And you're rolling initiative this time.
You want me to be where
All right, we're going to go 21 to 25.
Nat 21.
Feels right.
Natural 21.
Yeah.
I got 21 also.
You have a 21? All right, anybody above
I got a
that?
24.
24? Mary came back with authority. All right, so Mary, did you roll a nat 20 though? And
Yes,
then
I rolled a
added
nat
one?
20.
Okay, so actually Yip Yip will be first in line with the nat 20. Then Mary is stepping to the plate right after that.
Oh.
I believe you had a 21 as well. So that is going to put the Reverend right after that.
I'm just worried about my best friend,
So,
Spawn,
we've
and
got-
Damon being in trouble.
We've got 15 to 20. Anybody 15 to 20 range?
Go that high?
Really? Okay, so we have 11 to, actually, yeah, we have 10 to, try again, let's go 10 to 14.
14.
10? Yeah.
14. Who's 14?
Those double digits.
No, it's a Echo and Sky. And we have Glub over there with a 10, right? Skeech is burbling under the water. Anybody,
There's a big
what
flash of light.
do we have below that? What are we looking at?
I rolled a nat 1.
A natural 1.
You know what's really funny?
I'm dying.
Oh,
You know
that's
what's
right.
really funny about that? I also rolled a natural one.
Okay, so roll off. Let's
So hard.
Nat 20.
I know. Get him out of there.
Oh, so I got a natural 20.
All right. Well, I guess Damon sucks less. All right.
The dice.
I got a
I'm proud
7.
of you.
You got it.
7.
So 7. All right. So Anna,
Yeah.
Damon, and that is going to be the Kobolds,
Oh no.
and then Vaughn. All right.
That's brilliant.
Tell my stories.
Oh no.
Leadership from the rear. Fantastic. Lead from behind. Let's see. Yip Yip, what are you doing? You see one of the humans drop. And then there's that flash of light, and there's another human standing over the dropped human. Fireball works great.
Yeah. yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Oh no.
She seemed stunned at first, but seeing the fact that the orcs had been pushed back by it, she quickly steps around to aim a fireball behind the leader away from everybody, so she could specifically target the leader.
All right.
So that range would still hit the leader.
And giving the radius on that
20 feet.
20 feet. So go 10, 20 feet out and center that, please.
Suddenly,
I think that's
each
going
is
to
in
catch a
hot
couple
tub.
of the orcs.
I think it will.
If you take it towards the center of the room,
If it wasn't so dark,
Either
it
way.
might be pleasant.
where is it? Oopsie.
Oh, oh no.
So if you center it this way, towards the center of the room there,
I just run really
will it
quick.
catch 20 feet out.
It's my
4 squares. 1, 2. Does it touch any of the other guys on the other side from the center?
No.
Catches 3 of them, right? Just shot. Okay, so 3 of the orcs will be in subjected to
There's a
that.
mermaid.
So go ahead and make your attack.
I'm having me to all my dice out.
And while you roll your attack, also just roll your damage so you're ready to rock and roll on that. Should it?
Oh no, it's a DC 16 spell
It's a
save.
DC 16? Oh, disregard. 1 save
You would just die.
and 2 saves. Okay, so 2 half damage, 1 full damage. The 1 full damage is the leader.
Oh Jesus, that's cool. 6, 4, 4,
Or guess not.
3, 2, 2, 1. 20,
Disappointed me for the last time.
23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 28 damage.
28 damage. Okay, the leader takes 20. 32. 7. All right. As the fireball goes off and bathes the area, you can see that 2 of the orcs have shrugged off most of the damage on them. However, they do have some stuff that's on fire. The leader looks to be the full brunt of that. Still standing, still focused on whatever it is that his attention is drawn towards at the moment. Not quite sure what's happening with that. And are there any other actions that you've got yet?
Not really. No, I don't really have anything I can do for a bonus action.
All right. And moving down the line, that's going to be the group number 1.
Question.
Yes.
Am I able to roll and see if the fireball did any like specific damage to the orcs?
Right now that's behind you. So if you give me a high DC check, I'll allow you to try to figure that out
With perception?
with perception.
So, how high are we talking? I got a 3.
It's a valid question.
Are we playing golf? Because I think that's pretty high.
That's
yeah.
that. You know,
That's
if
par.
only I could switch my golf and my bowling scores, that would be fantastic
Every
too.
day.
So unfortunately, no, that's not really high enough for you to figure out. Right now, you've got all kinds of things happen around you. You just did not quite put that together there.
It was better than 2.
And so the orc that is. So those 2 orcs that were engaged with Vaughn are going to proceed to close on Mary, because Mary is now blocking their path to Vaughn, and Vaughn, they are hungry.
Forget about me.
They are going to attempt to strike Mary. I have a 20 total on 1 attack, and 18 is my highest on the other one. I don't think, given, I think the 20 is the only one that's actually going to hit you, correct? With your prayer
Correct.
up and activated.
You're gone.
Ooh, I'm next.
So only one of them is able to hit, and he does 14 points of damage to you.
Start.
All right. So Mary, as he swings in, it strikes the scale mail that you're wearing, and it hurts. But at this point, you can feel that you are upset because, again, your friend's laying there, and you see these creatures around them. Obviously, this is stuff that you had just been witnessing. Now you are quite upset. That is all they had available, and it turns out to be your turn at this moment.
Okay, so in front of
Well, actually,
me
no, I
is
lied. Actually, 11
Vaughn,
points,
and you're on the ground.
because they're not raging.
Taking a snooze.
And Vaughn is laying there, doesn't appear to be breathing or anything like that at the moment. You're not sure because you haven't gone to do a medical check. He is just laying there, bleeding out. Looks like.
Wow. Okay. So I am super emotional. Like,
I don't like that.
That's our Canadian version.
Thrown in here.
Our king.
Oh, wait, were we methoding?
Here. Just pour that on yourself.
Okay, I'm going to run over and do healing to you.
Need to start bringing a calculator.
I think that is 15 points of healing.
All right, so Vaughn, she doesn't even have to run because she's right next to you. She literally has her shield up and just reaches down and places her hand on you and begins to utter a prayer. And as she does so, this light just shimmers around the top of her shoulder as it races down into you. You don't see it happening, but you can feel it flowing in as reality comes back. And you, as the wounds begin to knit on your chest, it itches a bit. You can feel them closing up. But you're now sitting at 14 points of hit points. You are back up. You're not, well, not up,
It's
but you're
15. It's 15.
Sorry, 15 points.
Yay!
So yeah, every point counts at this point. This is for sure, because if they hit you, it's not gonna feel good. And you will be able to have an action this turn. You are not at death's doorstep anymore. So, Mary, I believe that pretty much wraps up most of your actions this round. Moves down to group number 2, and prone guy is going to stand back up. That is going to take half his movement there, and he is going to take advantage of the situation and try to chop Anna in the back.
So does he?
And that is going to be a 15 and a 15.
Both miss.
All right.
I
Good
Again, because he's steady back up, seems a bit overexcited, swings Anna behind you. You realize that there's a blade that has just missed you. And as the other one swings by, this little piece of hair comes wafting off that he snipped off of your hair.
If he's attacking Anna,
Rude.
I'm attacking him.
You would not be able to reach him.
Oh, am I not close enough?
Unfortunately, he's back there. The
Gotta train some
one
back
that you passed by, he is going to attempt to hack on you.
Okay.
And I don't believe either one. That's a 10 and a 9.
No.
And because, again, you smacked him around a bit, he is quite discombobulated by that. And his mace, it just swings through the air there. And it is now the Reverend's turn.
Well, I had a thing that I wanted to do, but I see a very enticing pile of orcs right over there, and I just cannot resist myself. So the first thing that I'm going to do is the group of 3 orcs that are nearest to, centered on the middle one, I'm going to take out one of my bottles of thunder. I'm going to open it up, chuck it over, and you hear boom as I cast Thunderstruck on them.
Oh, no.
So they have to make a, that one's a Constitution save. But I'm upcasting this.
I do believe he's talking about this one, and that one, right? Those 3?
Yes.
Oh, the leader again? Really? Nice.
Kill him.
So they make Constitution save.
And what is the number they're looking to beat?
16, 15.
So, should they have all failed, what would happen to them?
They're all going to take 13 points of thunder damage.
I feel like of all the time,
All right.
that would have been a good.
So, as
situation.
the vial goes flipping through the air, it literally strikes the center one on the head and goes off. He is struck by the thunder and quite dazed looking. The one next to him takes a blast as it continues to ripple out, and then it strikes the leader, and this spray of gore as his bones are shattered by the wave of thunder.
The leader,
And he goes flying back into a heap.
he doesn't need to take psychic damage then.
And you can drop the leader on his back. He is gone.
So I'm no longer concentrating on Nightmare then.
Did
all
Vaughn-
right.
Did Vaughn see that happen?
No.
Okay, there. Bear.
All you hear is a boom, and you're staring up the ceiling going, oh!
I hope that was.
And the orcs are now demoralized.
But wait, there's Ball.
Oh, goody.
Seeing the tide of battle perhaps turning, I pull out my cards and I start shuffling the deck. We're gonna do my name of my thing that I could do. Shell game. Sorry. I forgot to name my own ability. You've already taken a reaction. So Damon.
Oh, no, actually, I didn't because I couldn't hit it.
Oh, all right. All right, well then, Damon, Echo, Anna, and Skeech. I saw you perhaps are in trouble. You all get to move your full movement speed. You don't take opportunity attacks, and you get 5 hit points.
Nice. 5 temporary hit points. Nice.
So
Let's deal with Skeech first. So, Skeech, as you are sinking to the bottom under the weight of your backpack and everything else like that you own, you discovered that it is deeper than you thought. It's probably about 12, 13 feet deep, and it does have a current. So you are going to need to make a strength check.
Which way am I going?
It is flowing downstream that direction.
Okay.
You would need to make a strength check to get yourself up and out of the water here.
Well, I mean, if I'm sinking to the bottom, can I just hit the bottom?
Oop, that's not hard. Yes.
Cool. Can I, like, now just start, like, take my movement? It's holding me down to the
Yes,
bottom.
it'll be half because you're fighting the current.
Cool.
So you can move him 15 feet, which would actually place him right at the end of where you see that, which takes you to a grating. Yeah, so he's 15 feet
Okay, I just
right
want
at
to
the
hold on
edge.
to the grate.
Yeah, you're literally hanging onto the grate, so he's right by where that little edge is, where it appears to end. Forward.
The door.
Yep, right there. So nobody can see Skeech where he is, but Skeech, we know where you are. The grate's right there in front of you. You've moved your 15 feet. Current's pushing back. You still have enough oxygen this round to be okay. And I guess that's that, right?
Yeah, I can hold my breath for a little bit longer.
Anybody doing perception would see these little bubbles. Skeech just moving under the water there.
I assume that I cannot see that because I'm concentrated on making myself so dazzling that all our
I'm
enemies.
hard in the sleeve, you see.
Yeah, so
not sure I can
Damon,
see
I believe
where
you're
I'm
going to handle your situation next. Damon, what are you doing?
That's a great question. The orc that's next to Mary, can I get behind him?
That is not hard. You literally would take a step forward and you're directly behind. I don't even think Damon needs to move a step. If you really want to, you can move to the one that's furthest and around and put you out of the reach of the other ones, I do believe.
Yeah, let's do that.
And that was tucked
Yeah,
right
that
in,
one.
right
That
in
was the
behind
one I was
that
talking
guy.
about. Sorry.
All right.
And am I able to hide?
No, you're not able to hide.
Okay.
But currently his focus is on Mary. So,
I'll wait there.
all right. Echo.
So I got 40 movement. Can I run over to that ladder?
Yes. I do believe.
It's on the ground.
I believe you can clear that.
And I just want to get ready to lift it up for the kobold.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Make that convenient for the orcs to get up there. That's a good idea.
Yes.
All right. And Echo is by the ladder. And I think Anna is the last one in our lineup here, right?
Great. Could I move over to where I have 30 feet of movement? Can I get to where Damon was standing?
Yeah,
So
absolutely, you
right in
can.
the middle of the action.
Hee-hee.
I'm gonna yell as
I hope
I'm
Scott
running.
can tank for you there, Rev.
Yeah.
Well, as they're all moving away, I'm
Oh,
getting.
no.
Don't worry, I got this.
Okay, good.
It should be exciting. All right. And there we are.
And I'm gonna yell, I was growing that out! Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe that they don't get to attack her, and they just movement and stuff like that, right?
Yep.
And there we go. Rev, anything else for your turn, Rev? That's quite a bit.
I think I've had enough.
All right, group number 3. We're going to 3. So these guys here that got shell shocked They're going to close in behind behind Anna. And they are both going to attack Anna from behind. Nothing there. And a 19, would that hit?
Yep,
I do
19
believe
will hit.
so.
Mhm.
All right, you take 11 points of damage. So as they come racing up, it is nothing but catching air. I mean, like, they are just horrible swings. And one of them finally connects. It's like, oh! Seems quite pleased with himself of actually making the connection on that. That is the one with the big sword there, raised up quite happily right now. That was their action. We move to Echo and Sky.
Okay. Looking at the situation, did it look like the kobolds dropped the ladder or that they need the ladder?
You would have to make some sort of insight check on that.
Okay, good at that.
Tell me your secrets.
Not on that side. Just like looking at the ladder, up at them, down at the ladder. 17.
17. You're able to put it together by seeing the kobolds like shaking their heads like, don't lift up the ladder. Don't go near the ladder. You're like, I think I'm getting something
That
here.
could mean anything.
I said ladder here, though.
I can't possibly understand that.
So first, Sky will attack the person in front of her.
All right.
Um,
Using any special abilities on Sky?
yeah, her bite.
All right.
It's special.
It is.
She is special.
21.
21. Because they are not raging, that would make it much easier to strike them. So,
Okay.
yes, that strikes.
And
Total
that'll
damage
be
on that.
4 piercing and DC 13 strength save. Thank you, Sky.
All right. It makes the DC check on that.
Okay. And then Echo is just going to dash over with his 40 movement to whoever was shooting at the kobolds.
The spear chucker right over there.
Yeah, I'll get to him.
And you are in melee range with the guy with the spear there.
Okay. I'm just going to mark him and then slash him.
Okay.
Dang.
It is
Okay.
a 14 in this case now because he's not raging.
Great. Then a 17 and a 24 will hit.
Those will certainly both strike.
And roll my d6s. 26 slashing.
26. All right. In a just this blinding rush, because again, the 40 feet that you got from the card game, so the shell game, and then your additional 40 feet to this creature, it looks basically almost like you blinked directly in front of him. And when you open him up, he doesn't really have a whole lot of time to process that his life has been taken from him as he clutches at his midsection and falls to the ground.
I just uttered a word in Elvish, which roughly translates to pity.
And are there any other actions that you've got going on?
Nope.
Cold.
Okay, that brings us to group number 4, which they just lost a member there. The guy behind him with the large clubbing weapon. He has 30 feet of movement. He is going to attempt to close around behind Echo. Is he able to close the gap? Very good. He is going to do both his attacks on Echo. And one will definitely miss. The other one is going to be a 22, which I know strikes. It's going to be 11 points of damage to Echo. And that is the end of the actions for him. We move over to Skeech's true turn. And again, you're hanging on to the grate at this point.
Is it like bars or is it like a grate?
It is a grate.
Cool. That's
It's a grate. It's little squares and stuff like that, not just straight bars.
Yeah, the tiny fingers in there.
Fortunately, the grates are large enough that you could probably put your little head through it.
Oh, okay.
But you can certainly try to scale this if you desire. It will be a strength check.
Okay. Can I have an advantage because I'm in the water and I'm lighter?
You what?
And I'm lighter because I'm in the water.
Yeah, no. You're fighting the current. That's what you're fighting.
I'm fighting the current. I'm holding on to the grate.
Yeah. Which is stopping you from rushing down the
Okay, fine.
strength check.
Yep. I'll take a 3. Send me back.
All right.
I'll take my full movement back. Just send me.
He does not let go of the grate.
I let go of the grate.
He goes absolutely nowhere.
That was it. That was that.
Basically, Skeech, as you're trying to climb it,
We're glad
like
that I gave that to him.
fighting the current as it's going on. Now, if you really want to, we can have you carry down the river a little bit there.
I
But
tried.
all right, then moving back 15 feet. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh no!
This is
In
several.
the words of
There's
Sir Gindren, rest his soul, I consider this mission a failure.
there been several comments where Skeech is fighting his own battle.
Tell me about
Totally
it.
different theme music. Was
We need a speech
just out of
band for
curiosity,
comments.
each within 10 feet.
It's 12 feet.
Great, never
3
mind.
feet
So
tall,
like,
that's
let's
9
get out the
feet.
trigonometry triangle.
Yeah, he's much more than
15
12
feet
feet away
back.
from you
Cool,
currently.
cool. That's
Also
So-
current.
All right.
Hey.
Is there anything else that you're going to do this turn except for glub glub and tumble backwards?
Mhm.
Yeah, can I take my action to use another one of those shadow orbs?
Sure.
And I just want to huck it out of the water. And I don't have to roll for this feature usually, but I will to get it to the sides if you'd like.
Yeah, I am going to have you make a check on that.
Sure.
It's just a
take
just
that
regular
away.
attack check.
Yeah, well,
With the hat.
with the hat.
Head of shame.
That is going to be a 14.
14. All right. Out of the water, there's this splursh, and you see this little ball clink, clink, and lands on the side, and appears soaking wet. There's all kinds of plant matter on Skeech. There's some wriggly little things crawling on him as well, and there's a bunch of liquid pouring out of his backpack is huge, and as he's staying there, it begins to get smaller and smaller as water is draining out of it at this
Oh
point.
my god.
Anything else, Skeech, that you're doing right now?
That's it. That's it. I will
And he's
take,
on the other side. There we
We'll
go.
take my bonus action to garner pity from those around me.
All right. And moving down to the solitary guy that's all by himself over there. He is going to move forward, moving all of his. He's going to use a double movement to get in and around behind Echo, other side. Mm-hmm. And that is his action for this round. And then we move to Anna.
Big yikes.
Great.
Not a trap if I'm ready for it. It's a standoff.
With my first, am I flanking with anyone in?
Their backs
Dame?
are completely exposed. Two of them have their backs completely exposed to you.
Damn, it takes their own medicine.
Great. Yeah. I'm gonna
hit them both in the
try.
eye.
Yeah.
Their
Yes.
AC is dropped to a 14 because they are not raging.
Yay. Yeah. I guess I'd like to take an attack on each of them.
All right. Give a good bonk bonk.
Yeah.
All right.
And do I happen to
Another
have advantage because they're because I'm flanking, or their backs are turned?
Drop a 6-sided die. Tell me odd or even.
Great.
Before you drop it, say
It,
odd or even before you drop it.
before I drop it. Great. Okay. Cool. Sorry. Even.
And drop a 6.
Great.
Is it odd or even?
6.
That would be even. Yes,
Yep.
I'll give you advantage on that.
Yes. Okay. Great. Okay, so this is the first attack.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's not awesome, but that is an 18.
18 will certainly beat a 14.
Great.
Roll your second attack.
Fantastic. Oh no, it's a 16.
16 beats a 14. So both
Great.
bonk bonks would hit.
Okay,
And
fantastic.
roll your damage.
Okay.
This goes in for it.
Okay. That's the first one's a 12. And then, oh man, and then the second one is a 10. Oh no, wait, is also a is an 11.
An 11. All right.
Mhm.
So as you conk both of them in the head, they both kind of stagger a wee bit there because they just got hit in the head with a mallet.
Oh my gosh, actually, and I would like to add my wraths to that as well.
Oh.
Yeah, there we go. So yeah, to both of those. Oh man. Great. Okay, so that's an additional 3 to the first. And oh, there we go. That's an additional 14 to the second.
Oh my god!
God.
Alrighty then.
Great.
All right. So as you smack the first one on the head, he's and you kind of see him stagger a little bit. You brain the second one. You see the little helmet that he's wearing kind of push down on his head there, and one of his ears actually gets clipped off by the helmet as it gets pushed down, and he howls. And when he howls in pain, you can actually see him suddenly bulk up a bit as he does it. And
Rude.
that moves us down. Anything else that you're doing outside from that? I
Nope,
believe that's
that'll
all you're at.
be. Oh, for my bonus action, I will actually like brush off my shoulders and and cast the armor of the one god.
All right, that means
Okay.
it jumps your AC up there to a 19.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. Moving over to Damon.
Okay.
The one directly in front of you is the one that just got bulked up, looking like he's raging and lost an ear and is bleeding profusely.
That's very cool. Question: do you count saying information as like an action?
It depends what you're doing. If you're giving a long monologue and it's a little bit of Shakespearean, yeah. But if you're like, look out, or something along those lines,
If I was to say, you know, just that physical damage makes them stronger and magic bounces right off their hides, what would you count for that?
I'll let you yell that as long as you're trying to stab somebody or do something else as you're yelling it.
Okay, I'll try to stab the one that's directly in front of me.
That's fine.
Wait, so physical damage doesn't help, and magical damage bounces off too?
Yep.
What other type of damage is there?
I don't know.
Insults,
Inside.
harsh language.
Actually, that's a good point.
Well, since PG-13, just to let you know.
I'm pretty sure my magic was
I got
doing
a 14.
something.
14. Unfortunately, because that one is raging, it did go up to a 17. So while you do stab him in the back, his shoulder blade's going to catch the dagger, and
That
you're able to
sucks.
pull it back, and it doesn't really do any damage. Is any other actions that you're taking this round?
Would I be able to slip and like get onto the boat and slide like down it to get around?
Very slippery.
Absolutely. Give me an acrobatics, please.
Natural 20, so 27.
What would you like to do?
Something cool.
It's
Something cool.
This is your moment to shine, Damon.
So noticing that my dagger did nothing, I would like to take a step back. Like, I need to stand up for this. Hang on, I need to see my boat. It's cool. I want to, seeing that it's kind of on its side, I want to grab onto it, pull myself up, kind of slide down it, like follow the way that it goes, and then flip off of it. You know, for that extra coolness.
All right.
And land right behind Vaughn.
Place Damon on the ground. There you go.
Vanguard Pro Skaters.
Exactly. That's it, right? Like you like grind it, hop on down, blades are out, and you even give it that nice, cool double-edged twirl as you got, and it makes that cool as you're doing it as well.
Heck yeah.
So yes, you have been redeemed, Damon.
I'm
Yes.
crying on the ground
Hey,
watching this
that
happen.
moves up to the Kobolds, who look down at the ones that are attacking, getting ready to attack Echo there, and all three of them attack. Wow, 18, and no. So, can you hand me the die again, please?
Oh.
Oh no.
Gosh.
Gosh.
Oh no, what happened?
One of the kobolds.
Your friends are not
one.
good at their jobs.
Okay, so the two of them pull up their slings and they fire down and strike one of the orcs on the head. Both of them hit the same orc, and
I hope that was not a red dot.
I can't see it, so it might be guessing.
both of the rocks strike the top of its head, and there's this nice gash where the rocks are hitting. And the other one goes and swings it and just goes skipping across and does no damage, unfortunately, on that. And that brings us over to Vaughn. Vaughn, you're laying there on the floor, and as you're kind of looking up, you can see this familiar set of boots and this jacket. You looked over that way, you can see this familiar set of armor, and it's Mary that's standing over you, between you and the slobbering, nasty-looking orcs.
Reverend, if this isn't your idea of a joke, this is not very funny.
It's not an illusion. I mean, I think.
I'm here.
Use half my movement to stand up.
Vaughn's on his feet again.
I'm going to attempt to touch Mary to see if this is in fact an illusion.
It seems like very real armor in front of you.
Inside joke. Are there still orcs by us?
You do what?
Are there still orcs?
There are two orcs directly in front of Mary, And then there's Anna and 2 orcs directly behind her. And then 2 more orcs behind those orcs, getting ready to try to eat Reverend and the doggy.
All right. Is there anywhere I can get that is?
No eat doggy.
No, I don't think I want to do that. Am I within threatened area right now?
No.
I think it's
I just want to take, I guess, just 15 more feet of my movement. Then is all I have left to take a few steps back, trying to get around the boats, just to the edge of the boat towards you.
Well, you're going to charge back into where the orcs are.
I don't know where the orcs are.
Yeah, you have to go past the orcs.
Then I'll go the opposite direction from what I previously said.
Probably a
So
solid
you're over
idea.
by
Your
Damon.
holes have just kind of closed back up again. You might not want to get those reopened.
It's my best guess. Towards where Damon is, I think, because Damon probably has the right
Oh,
idea
that's good. You guys are hanging out together.
for where the
Like old
direction is.
times.
That was-
There we are.
Thank you.
Fire off myself.
And the only one that is raging is the one that Anna hit. The rest of them are all still 14s on the class.
Whichever one is closest. Or
Which would probably be the easiest shot, be the one that is raging currently. But you could still try to get the one that is directly in front of Mary.
yes, the one that's directly in front of Mary, most likely. If it's in fact Mary, yes.
Yep, that one's not raging. It's a 14. Go ahead and make your roll.
Sweet. Fire off 2 shots. Both comes back immediately. Both will hit at a 20 and a 26.
Natural 20?
No.
Okay. So they both do damage. And what is the damage, please?
Not great. Total the damage is only going to be 14.
14 points of damage.
It's not much, but it's
Oh.
also.
You poke 2 nasty-looking holes into the orc that's directly in front of Mary, and there is this nasty viscous fluid running out of it. It is not the same color as human blood. It is more of a purplish color, and the orc seems quite upset and sad at this point in time. And any other actions that you have at this moment?
Nope. That'll be my turn.
All right, that brings us back around to the top of the round, and Yip.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume that none of the orcs are any bit away from the people.
At this point in time, you would probably be splashing people if you're doing anything larger than maybe a 10-foot radius type of attack.
Okay, give me 1 second then. Hey, I am going to instead this time cast Magic Missile.
All right. Which target have you selected?
Magic
Is how many? How many orcs are around Echo right now?
He has 3 around him currently.
Oh, 3.
Yeah.
I miscounted.
One
it's,
each.
it's a trap on. You trapped them, right?
Yeah.
It's a surprise.
Yeah.
Huh? Oh, the spear guy is down. Yeah, their side there too. Not bad.
Double surprise.
Can I tell which one is more hurt?
Yes. It would be the. I can't see it directly, but the one directly behind him with the sword, I do believe.
Cool. I'm going to aim at him then.
All
That
right.
is
And
the
damage, please.
1d4.
With that straight no chaser on that one, right?
Yep. It's just auto hit.
Mm-hmm. Auto hit, auto damage. Sucks
That
to be him.
is 12 damage.
12 damage. And as the magic missiles strike into the orc, you can see the magic energy hitting it, and the flesh just kind of peels off the section where it strikes. And as the hits hit all in one spot, it creates a cavity in his back. And again, that purplish fluid, that blood drains out. It makes this gurgling sound and falls forward and dies.
Heck yeah, Yip.
Nice.
And that eliminates yet another one from the lineup there. All right. Any other actions that
is
you've got?
powerful. Not really, no.
Okay. Group number 1 are both going to attack Mary once again. Double attacks. They need to get a better job. One of them will strike you for 11 points of damage. All right, and that is all we've got at this point. Moving down to Mary. It's your action at this go. Dawn is up.
Okay.
There are 2 orcs directly in front of you.
I'm going to run over and inflict wounds on, I guess, the one that is looking the healthiest.
That would be the one that does not have its helmet currently crushed down over his head. That would be the one to your left.
Okay.
Most directly in front of you.
19.
19. That would definitely get past his armor.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a big pile of dice.
Oh, yeah. Oh, heck yes.
That terrifies me.
28.
Whoa! Wow.
And that is by touch, correct?
It is by touch.
All right. Mary runs up.
It's
Where
necrotic.
did you touch him?
I'm just gonna punch him in the face.
Sir Gendron's handled once again. Mary runs up, and as Mary throws her arm at this orc's face, it hits him, and the magical energy surges out of her hand and across this creature's face, and you can see it decomposing as she makes the strike, and the jaw falls off, and the same thing, it sees terrible sounds as it falls backwards, and by the time it hits the ground, the rest of the head is decomposed,
Oh my god.
and the orc is dead.
That's metal.
That was more hit points than it had. Anything else that you're doing, Mary?
It's so good to be back.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna look at the one next and be like, "You're next."
Okay.
Roll intimidation.
Yes.
17.
17. That orc turns and looks at you and just hulks out. He's like, I'm just like, not even fazed by the fact that you just basically melted his friend next to him.
Okay.
Okay, that brings us to group 2 and the angry orc who is raging. And oh no, it doesn't. No, that's group 2's the one's back there by the Reverend and the dog. They are both going to strike Sky. 19 will hit. And I believe a 15
We'll hit.
will hit.
Yeah.
So Sky takes 22 points of damage from the orc.
No,
Sky! And you hear this roar from Sky, and just definitely in pain. Any other actions they've got or no? So that moves us down to no, Reverend.
I see these withering blows against Sky, and I look around and I see that I'm the only one here, considering I caused my friends to run away. So I'm gonna cash in my inspiration. This is a silver, so
Okay.
that's +4.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a D4.
It's a D4.
All right, so I'm gonna add this to my attack roll against the orc. I'm gonna move up to the orc nearest to us. So I'll be adding a 2. I pull out my rapier, channeling the training that Echo has gave me to save his dog, and I strike forward. Natural 20.
Thank you, sir. High five.
So that is going to be. Does it do the maximum for the rapier?
1 die, and then maxed out.
Well, it's a D8 +3 for the rapier, but then a D8 of thunder damage as well.
So it's going to do a D8 for the rapier. So that is going to be an 8 plus another D8.
All right, so 8 + 6
That's 14 plus your
+3.
So that is going to be. Thank you. And then thunder damage on top of that, please.
Another 6.
All right. As the Reverend pulls back his rapier and stabs into the orc, that thunder boom happens, and on the backside of the orc, you can see where it blows out a hole from the thrust of the rapier, and that thunder wave is carried through, and that orc drops. Yep, that one there, splash into the water.
How many are left?
What's that?
How many are left?
Considerably less than I started with.
And I look over at, look down at Sky, and I say, "Good doggy." And I give her a healing word, which was, so she's gonna get 8.
Aw.
8 back. All right. So it's only 14 for poor Scott. All right. Moving down the line.
Is there an orc in front of us now?
There's
Still?
still one more orc left.
I got
The ones that are by Echo, I think there have 2 left there. They're both,
Then I'm gonna run up to stand next to it, so it's not just trying to
oh,
attack
you're
the
gonna
guy.
give it several options. Okay.
Let's be flanking this man.
There are 2 Echo. Are they both within melee? There's only one left. Oh, that's right. So the one that's directly in front of Echo is
got
going
this
to
guy.
engage Echo. And apparently he is having some jitters right now in combat. Both
I
of
Put
them
him off
whip
of my
over your
standoff.
head.
So.
And that is the end of his action, which actually does bring us to Echo and Sky at this point.
All right. Well, he fell into my trap, so I'm going to just kind of bobbing and weaving. I see the magic missiles just obliterate the guy next to me, and I'm just going to smack him in the head with my sword and then run away. Oh, boy. All right, 1 misses, and the other one is a 19.
19 will strike.
Okay. That'll be an 8 slashing. And I'm going to move 40 feet away. No opportunity attacks.
All right. So the 8 slashes him and opens up a grievous wound.
And
Hello, General Kenobi.
are there any orcs nearby where I'm going?
Where you are, no, you're charging towards 2 orcs that are in behind Anna.
Okay. Am I at my full movement right now?
That was
Okay,
40 feet.
That's fine. I'll stay there.
Okay, anything Sky is doing this round?
Oh, yeah. She's going to help out the Rev and attack the guy. That'll do it with 21.
21 will hit.
Needs to make a strength save.
He failed miserably.
Okay, so 7 piercing, and it's prone.
Oh, he's getting stabbed.
7 piercing, you said?
7 piercing.
All right, so Sky pounces on this guy and knocks him down and begins just tearing into him, rending his life from him in a very bloody fashion.
She
Nice.
brings you a present.
I'm not quite sure if you want it, Reverend. You can take a guess what it might be. I don't know what it
It's
is.
a leg.
Thanks, Sky. You're a good doggy.
So, moving down, there's nobody in that group left. Skeech, what are you doing?
What has happened in the past 12 seconds that makes this hallway different than what it was when everything went
Well,
went?
there are a lot of creatures that had things on the inside that are now on the outside.
Yep, that sounds
And
right.
there are people in different places than they were before.
Right. How many are bad people?
There are 2 very bad people that are in behind Anna currently, and they look to be looking to do very bad things to Anna. There is one bad one that is facing off against Mary, and one confused one that you can't even see way off in the distance.
Feelings mutual, friend. I will sloth
Hmm?
forward a little bit further into the room, not fully in it.
Okay, that does...
Is there anybody within 15 feet of Anna?
Yes, the 2 orcs that are within 5 feet of you.
And
I didn't
the
want to be
other
within
guy,
5
too.
feet of them.
There we go.
That's too close.
Yeah, well,
I would like to be 15 feet away from the orc.
Okay, so basically, he doesn't move this turn.
Perfect. If that's what it is.
That would put you in... Yes, you'd be
All right.
15 feet away.
I am going to huck a nether bomb. This has gone so well. We're not going to use any of the fancy ones. We're just going to go the classic at the far one. There.
That one right there with
Yeah.
the sword?
Yep, that's the one. And that's going to be an 18.
18 would hit.
Classic goblin.
So that's going to be one of those 15-foot AoE explosions.
That also does not hit your friends, correct?
Just one of my friends, which is there's only one there.
Anna.
I checked.
Oh,
All right.
God.
So you're fine.
Yay!
But the initial one is going to go ahead and take 8 points of fire damage, and the other one needs to make a dexterity saving throw. DC 13.
So he fails, but he does not fail horrendously.
All right, then they are going to take 4 damage.
4 damage. All right. So the one with the sword there is on fire, and his friend is also on fire.
Great.
And they're both suffering from 4 points of damage currently of flame damage.
And if I could take my bonus action,
Your bonus action?
scrunch up my shirt.
All right. Feeling a little bit better about that. And so that would put I believe the group behind Anna, have they gone? I don't think they've gone this round. Nope. All right. So 3 and an 8, doesn't matter what their attack bonus, that does not hit. Yeah. It is nothing but air all around you. Maybe it's because the
Great.
fact that they're on fire might be distracting them a bit. So yes, they do not hit you at all.
Wonderful.
That would bring us to Anna.
Fantastic. I'm gonna
So
turn
there's the
around.
raging
Yep.
one between you and Mary, and there are the 2 on fire ones behind you, and Echo's little friend left way in the corner over there.
All right. After seeing Mary just totally annihilate that one, I'm gonna be like, I think you got this, and turn around to the 2. Yep. And yell, great job, Skeech. And then I'd like to attack both of them. Yeah.
All right.
Or so
They are
one.
currently
Uh-huh.
they're currently on fire. They're not raging at the moment. It's
Great.
14.
Okay. Well, that first one is a 12. You just think about it. All right. Okay. And the next one's a 22.
22 would certainly strike.
Great. Okay. So and then I'm gonna add one of my Roths onto that. Cocked. Okay. So that's. Okay, 11. So that's gonna be another. That's another 20 points of damage.
Yikes.
Yeah.
All right. So the
Oh, actually, I'm so sorry. That's actually 25 points of damage.
the one with the sword, as Anna misses the friend, Anna connects with the one with the sword, and
It wasn't a miss, it was a
knocks
wind
his block
Yeah.
off, and he also drops as well as his life blinks out without even realizing that he's been struck in the head, and he's gone. And
Yeah.
anything else you got? I do believe that would move us to Damon at this point.
That'll be it for me. Yeah.
Damon,
Can I get on top of those boxes?
acrobatics.
That's a 9.
That's a 9. Damon clambers up on the boxes really ungracefully and
Whatever.
pretty much burns up most of your turn scrambling up. They were much slicker and grosser than you thought. And one of them kind of clasps your foot kind of with your box a bit. Now you got a box in your foot a little bit.
It's fine. I'm shaking it off like the cats do when they get like sticky pads on the.
Like you totally meant for that to happen. Just
Yeah.
like,
Am I that little nice little orc fellow that's like right in front of Mary? I just want to.
throw a
I don't want
dagger.
to get anywhere close to them, but I want to throw stuff at.
He is raging, so it is a 17 to beat that number.
That was my thought process.
See? I need the square.
Oh,
Oh no!
Where?
No!
Dude, they're more options.
Oh.
Don't worry.
yes.
Oh no. Oh no.
We're good. We're safe.
All You
Fine.
throw the dagger, he goes ting, 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 and kind of skitters across the floor somewhere.
Like, hey, watch it.
Word.
Damon brings our rating up to earn the PG-13 there.
Yo, redacted.
And the Kobolds. That's just one. The Kobolds hurl stones and don't do anything at this point in time, but they feel like they're helping. Like, I'm helping. And that brings us down to Vaughn.
They're trying their best.
How many are still by Anna?
There's the raging one behind Anna. There's the on fire one in front of Anna, and then there's Echo's lost little friend way over there by the Kobolds.
Vaughn's going to essentially put away the rapier and the crossbow. These don't seem to be working. He's going to bring his hands together, kind of give them a rub, and you would see there'd be this kind of like red viscous orb start to form between his hands. and you notice coming down from his arms, like his veins are almost throbbing, and he just holds out, splits it in two, and then I'm going to shoot 2 arcane rays at the ones that are here in front of us.
All right.
Nice.
Do I see this?
Yes. It is terrifying what you see happen.
The ones I'll need the die for.
Oh man.
No.
Putting it on.
And the other one is a 17.
The 17
Sorry, I got so
will
nervous.
strike.
Shake it for
A
luck.
little shake.
Come on. Shake it for luck.
Thanks, team. It's off.
Is it a rat?
You know it's red.
You know.
All right. So, Vaughn, you take the 2 orbs, you fire them off, and if you throw the first one off, and it does this almost strange little corkscrew and strikes the raging one directly in front of Mary there. And what damage would it do to this creature?
The one that hit would have been for 9 points of force damage.
All right. As it strikes, it hits that helmet again, and the force damage again is a directional energy the way it's channeled, and it pushes the helmet down even further at this point. And unfortunately, it basically cans this guy's head inside of the helmet, and it just kind of staggers for a few moments and doesn't realize it's dead before it finally does drop to its knees and fall down. Go ahead and make a
down already.
make a second attack roll, please.
Also, Bruce.
Make a second attack roll.
Okay, I'll make another one. 12.
12. The other orb strikes the ground right next to Anna and splashes and does absolutely no damage, but it's right next to her when it hits. And anything else that you have going on?
Sorry. That's my turn.
That brings us around to the top to Yip Yip one more time. You have the one that's directly in front of you with no friends. You have the other one that's over by Anna with no friends.
This
I do
psychic
believe
damage?
nobody has any friends left except those two.
Which
They're
one
lonely.
looks less hurt?
They both look equally shredded.
What is it? Loneliness is
Kill them,
more
yep, yep.
deadly than a
Kill
pack of
them.
cigarettes a day.
Annihilate him.
Fireball would be overkill, so
Do it anyway.
no. It's a waste of a spell slot.
I got those anyway.
So I'm just gonna cast magic missile at him again.
All right. What is the damage total, please?
10 damage.
10 damage. And very much like his compatriarch, he gets cored out by the magic missiles as they strike him. And he drops right in front of her.
Huzzah!
There.
Gosh.
Any other actions that you have? Yep, yep.
I still have a box on my foot.
Not really, no. Just
Mary, you were up.
Oh, is there another one?
It is the one that's directly in front of Anna right now, and he's looking really bad.
How far is he from me?
15 feet.
All right.
You would be able to.
Yeah, I'm just gonna dash and do the touch cure wounds again. How bad's he
You're going
looking?
to cure wounds on him?
I'm sorry, inflict wounds. Did I say
Okay,
cure
just
wounds?
wanna make
Definitely don't want to
sure.
do that.
Like,
No.
Don't get those mixed up.
Yeah.
All right.
This hand heals.
How bad's he looking right
He's
now?
looking real bad.
Real bad. Okay.
And what is my resistance on that?
Pass the back.
No.
It's been used up.
Oh my god.
Roll another attack die, please.
Roll what? Attack
Roll an
die.
attack
Okay.
die.
She did get them mixed up. She just cured
Do I
the
add
orc.
anything to it?
What's your roll?
A 17.
17. All right.
Okay.
As Mary runs up and you're invoking your prayer, you're thinking about Vaughn, you're thinking about the whole situation that's gone on, and you run up and you touch the orc and you see it roll to heal.
Funny.
Just roll.
It is funny.
Roll bad. Roll bad. 20.
You roll a d20 to heal?
Just put that.
No. No.
You roll your-
Roll the dice as far as the healing goes, like the hit. Like
Oh, okay,
only
like
you
my
restoring.
D8 or what? Yeah.
Yeah.
You roll your dice for
Can I
healing.
do a D4?
No.
Which type of healing are we talking?
You switched a word or two around, and unfortunately,
Okay, 2.
2
Oh.
points of damage, and I believe
Okay.
you add your
Oh.
other healing bonuses on top of that. So how much is that? 5, I think. 5
5
points of damage.
Is it spellcasting ability that goes on that?
I
It's a
Yeah.
prop.
don't remember
Then
on
it's
the
probably
light
9.
exactly. 9 points of damage.
9.
4, 9. Okay.
It's up to
So you run up
Kill it.
and you place your hand on the orc, and he's expecting, just like his friend melted out, and you heal this orc, and you can see its primitive little brain trying to, like, the gears are spinning. They're not, like, really putting it all together, like, what just happened?
We're friends now.
And it is now the Reverend's turn, and you see Mary,
Which side are you on?
Mary heal the orc.
This is Sparting. Yeah.
What?
I'm sorry.
Cool.
Oh,
Misery.
You can imagine.
Water.
Does it look like it's intended to run?
It's an orc. They don't run. They will fight to the last
Shove it in the
creature.
corner.
Then you're gonna have to die, son. I look at it. I pull out my little bell. Ding, ding, ding. Bell's ringing for you, my friend.
Oh, Nike.
That would be
He failed.
the wisdom save.
He failed.
All right, so. Oh wait, he's been damaged.
Yes, he has.
All right, so that's
Is it a D12s?
that is wait, but I said 21.
All right, as you ding, 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 ding. Nobody as the bong begin chiming. He goes from that really smug look, like he's about ready to thank Mary in the only way that an orc knows how to thank a human, to this really scared look for just a brief moment, and you see his eyes shrivel up in his head, and he just clutches himself and falls over backwards.
I look over at Mary and I go,
And we're going to take a short break and be back here in just a few moments. Thank you for that exciting combat round there. And we'll see what happens after that. And welcome back. So, with the combat resolved, our party stands looking at the slaughter before them. Vaughn is recovering from his wounds. You definitely can feel every time you breathe in this deep pain in your chest. Anna also took damage as well. No, Mary did.
I also
And-
took a little bit.
Mary, again, you can feel the injury, and I believe Echo and Sky also suffered some damage during that combat encounter. So you all certainly did not escape unscathed. But again, looking about, this is the first time any of you have actually encountered orcs before. You had always heard about them from tales and books when you were children, or stories around a campfire. And these have always kind of been like the boogeymen, like, oh, you better be good, or orcs will come in the night and take you. And now you understand why they were such scary figures in these stories that you always heard growing up. Now, the oddest thing, though, and for Anna and for Vaughn, I do believe there was a note that you guys had to take a look at on that. This is something very strange from your childhood. You see these little creatures sitting atop that ledge, and they let out this giant cheer of excitement. And yip, I do believe you would have something to say at this moment in time.
Can one of you please grab the ladder?
I left it over there.
You guys can take that drink now if you need it.
The little vials that Skeech gave you in our last session. I believe it's 1d8 on that.
It is the standard healing potion. So I think that's 2d4 plus
2d4.
2.
well, I'm feeling pretty good.
Be there in 1 second.
What was
For
it?
ones.
Ones and twos, baby. Ones and twos.
Well, I get you 5 back, right?
We'll take it.
Feeling a little bit better, but still definitely not your finest hour there.
I'm gonna go ahead and heal myself then, if everybody else is taken care of. Good. Okay.
All right. The Kobolds seem very, very excited. When these little creatures are talking, it sounds very odd. It's like these little chips and little cheeps and little growls and whistles from these little critters. They are tiny. the tallest one is maybe 2.5 feet tall. They look very reptilian in their description. Go ahead.
Outside of my character, which is only a measly 2'10".
Exactly. So he's going to. Yip was asking if the ladder. Am I going to bring the ladder over?
Echo, Damon, could either of you help? Please.
He's just
Sorry.
like lifting the ladder, but just kind of not speaking to you, just like looking at you intently as he.
Am I?
Yeah.
Am I hallucinating these lizard folk up there?
So as soon as the ladder's set up there, Yip would kind of like gesture down for all the other little ones to head down first. Like kind of giving a little bow to each of the ones who had passed away. And then before scurrying down herself, quickly, basically running up to the party. It was the one who had called out to the party before, obviously, being the tallest at a measly 2'10". As you are finally allowed a closer look, you can assume she is rather young. Her scales were shiny and had any lack of any significant scarring. Her bright golden eyes were looking at you with childlike awe, almost as if a child would look at a knight in stories. She was practically beaming with joy, and a sharp-toothed smile set upon her small snout. Her scales were of a pale purple color, and she had some creamish pink spots and accents. A tiny pair of horns rested atop of her head, and, as I mentioned before, a very oversized pair of glasses rested on some scales that jutted out from the sides of her face. The clothes she wore were clearly tattered and worn, likely scavenged and sewn together to be of proper size. Currently, she wore what could be equated to like a short, cool forest green colored dress with like a turtleneck bundle up here that she just didn't care to cut out, and wrappings wrapped all around her waist just to keep the whole thing together. It was a mess, but honestly kind of adorable, especially with the bandages wrapped around her hands and feet in a way that looked like gloves and shoes that she couldn't wear. But may I ask who is the closest?
We're on ladder duty, right?
Yeah, we're on ladder duty.
Yeah,
It's
so,
us.
Still staring at. Vaughn.
Yeah, so she rushes up to you, adjusting her oversized glasses as she looks up to you, and then eagerly takes your hand.
No,
No,
touching.
she just snatched it.
Okay.
And it starts just shaking it in her tiny clawed hands.
Damon, is it attacking me?
As she begins to speak in an excited tone. You saved us! Thank you, humans! Thank you! I knew you humans will come back, like the picture stories and like the Alpha Mother said.
I don't think she's attacking you.
Oh, the Alpha Mother! The Alpha Mother! We must take you to the Alpha Mother!
What?
The Alpha Mother?
The other
What?
three
What?
survivors have gathered around Damon's legs, and they look like again almost like birds the way they move, and they're bouncing around and like just kind of tugging on Damon's jacket as he's standing there.
Please stop.
They're very excited, and they keep chanting humans, humans, humans.
Please don't touch my jacket. Thank you. Please.
Damon, it looks like they like you.
No.
You made some new friends.
Vaughn,
Please stop touching me.
They don't stop,
yeah.
No.
What is an Alpha Mother? Does anybody know? Do you know?
and they begin chanting Alpha Mother over and over now.
Oh no, I think they're getting aggressive.
Oh God.
Wait a minute.
The ultimate mother?
I don't like the sound of that based on the context of who we're pursuing right now. That's just all I'm saying.
I honestly kind of can't believe this entirely, and I see a look of shock on your face too. You're kobolds, aren't you?
And they all three of them mimic the word that you just said over and over again. Kobolds, 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 kobolds.
My father and my grandfather both told me stories of how you used to help us fight our battles that maybe were more so in the shadows.
Oh,
I didn't think I'd ever find some, to be quite honest with you.
yeah, I thought they
What
were.
did you know about
I
them?
thought my father told me about them too, but I thought they were imaginary, like more like, you know, like, oh, don't leave your fingers over the side of the bed or a kobold will get you. It was like, you know, I just thought,
And they would shake your fingers?
oh my God, how'd you know?
I just, based on context.
Yes.
I'm very observant.
Mhm.
Skeet, why are you so wet?
Damon just made it look so easy. You gotta give it a shot. A failed experiment.
At the sight of Skeet, the three that were super duper excited now literally dive underneath Damon's jacket in sheer unadulterated terror. And there's a bit of moisture pooling around your boot currently, Damon.
You're in.
Oh, thank you, Echo. I can see that. Oh,
I can smell it.
I thought we'd gotten the last of those.
Is he going to try to hurt us too?
Skeech is with us. Skeech is a friend.
holding my
Human
jacket up.
friend?
Some humans, I guess. But if you're not gonna,
And Yip Yip
Use
would
that.
turn towards Damon, where all the other kobolds were hiding under, his cloak, and just kind of give a few chirps and mules in that kobold language, and basically just trying to tell them it's okay and they can come out, because the goblin is friends with the humans.
With much trepidation, they do end up peeking out from around Damon's jacket.
Oh no, I'm holding that bad boy up.
So as you begin hoisting the jacket up, with a natural 20, they have scurried up in and are kind of hanging on your belt and clanging up all over you. You're kind of a bit currently infested with them. And they're kind of poking out from like little places and looking over at Skeech.
Was this in your stories, Anna?
No, actually.
And they are all purring and kind of rubbing their heads up against you, Damon.
Please call them off.
If I had a painter here to paint me a
we
portrait
do
of
need
this,
to go see the Alpha Mother.
Alpha mother.
I'm so sorry to delay. Where did you come from?
That's a great question.
I'm eager to hear it. Great answer.
I got questions for a couple of y'all.
So, I don't know what happened to me exactly. I was in a perpetual nightmare. Just over and over again. I saw all the people I care about perish in front of me, and I couldn't stop it. I saw all of you die over and over again, and I couldn't save any of you. It was awful. And then there was this voice calling, saying that they could grant me the power to save my friends, but it wasn't a comforting voice. It was evil. It was like they wanted me to turn away from my faith in the one God and from everything that I believe in. And I almost thought I was at one point, just to make it stop. But then I saw my mom, and I haven't seen her since I was 4 years old, and I think she broke the curse.
It was your mother an elf?
Yes. My mother was a high elf, and she saved me and said that no matter what, I had to defeat Malicendas. And I don't know who that is, but
do not say that name.
Yeah, at the mention of that, you can see the kobolds now pull themselves back into Damon's jacket. Damon, you can feel the shivering of these little creatures.
Please don't pee again.
what do you know?
Yip Yip's ears, you can see kind of flatten out when that happens.
That's who we've been talking about. That's what I tried to warn you all of.
This woman in black.
Yeah.
We have to defeat her.
But how?
I don't know,
All right. Hold
but
on.
it's imperative. I'm determined. I feel like this is why we're here.
Well, your mother helped you just now. Could she help us defeat this person?
I don't know how she was able to do that, but she said it was like she gave all of her power to do so. And it was a one-time thing. I don't think I'll ever see her again.
Look, I said I'd come in here and I'd help you find that plant we needed. But I didn't agree to go rushing in to go fight her.
Do we have a choice? I mean, she's attacking our memories, our dreams, torturing.
And we all just like brush past like you're part elf.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to talk.
Furthermore, I think if we go and face her now, we're going to die. We barely stood against these orcs who are mindless. I'm looking at you specifically. Why did you just run in there?
That boat was.
Oh my god.
They're not entirely mindless. I mean, they used to be like you, so.
But look what we can accomplish together. That was probably our most difficult fight yet, and we prevailed.
If you hadn't showed up, he would have probably died.
Well, I did show up.
We don't stand a chance. We will die against her.
I'm also thinking we can probably get a great additional sum from Versagallis for this, though. I mean, like, one, save the city, two, fight an evil queen.
Are you really thinking about money right now?
Yes.
Look, you guys do what you want, but this is a cause I'm willing to die for.
You recognize the name?
He shows up every now and again, brings us supplies
This
and
guy.
other good things.
Wait, brings you supplies.
Here?
I knew
In
that man was
exchange
a
for
swindler.
what? Huh? In exchange for what? Why?
I don't know. He only really talks to the Alpha Mother.
Who is this alpha mother that you keep saying? They're scratching my back right now.
Does she wear a jacket like that?
It's because she's so
He's,
cuddly, Damon.
Our leader. That's how you would put it.
Wonderful. And when you just a point of order, when you said that it had been so long since you'd seen humans, is
Oh.
Versagallis is he not a human?
Very astute observation.
Thank you. Yes. Oh, interesting. I'd
What
like
does it look like?
to take a try and like get a little measure, see
Insight.
insight, see like her body
Really
language.
nice.
Roll with
I'll
disadvantage.
assist you with
Roll with
insight.
disadvantage.
With disadvantage.
Yep.
Fine purples and really nice.
Oh, don't. Oh, you sure it's a disadvantage? Okay, that's fine. Goodbye, natural 20.
Oh.
That's okay.
It's you've just met this thing, and it's a creature that you've never encountered before.
Okay,
It's
so
just purples and really nice.
it's a 13. Okay. Yeah.
You're pretty sure maybe it's a communications issue. Again, it's speaking your language, but there have also been other points where it's been talking to you where it's been searching for the right words. Maybe there's some gaps. Maybe you're not reading the body language appropriately just right. It's hard to tell. It seems very excited.
Is it speaking in Draconic?
Go ahead and give me an investigation, please.
9.
You would probably need to listen to more of this before you put it together. It is not true Draconic.
Also, what does everyone think? Do we need to go meet this alpha mother?
Maybe she knows something about our foe. That can help.
I must say, I'm quite curious. It's been some time. Neither my father nor my grandfather had direct communication. I'd be the first in a long time to establish that.
So we go to Kobold City?
There's a city?
Collection.
Okay, hold on. If I go in there, you all like
I think.
a snake nest or
How do I think they would react to that? if they're surrounded by humans.
You seem excited. Your friends seem excited. This is probably the right thing to do to take it to the Alpha Mother.
Are you able to disguise him like
It
crisp
should be
humane
fine.
again?
It should be fine if he's with you all.
Just to be sure.
Still covered. Am I still covered in all that like plant stuff?
I don't. You haven't stated that you've been plucking it off. It's just that you've been trying
I
to
haven't
squeeze out
needed
the water.
Yeah. So if I lay down, do I just kind of look like debris?
Not quite that covered in it.
Just a
Can I get
moving
that
pile of grass.
There's a ton of it laying about. You could probably make yourself look like, what was that, Sigmund the Sea Monster?
It should be fine.
The thing.
Oh, Greg.
Oh god, I hope not.
I can make you look like your human alter ego, Crisp Humane, before if you like me to.
That didn't seem like any of the names I saw in a storybook.
It's an uncommon
it's
name.
a specific dialect. I mean that's fine. I'm willing to let bygones be bygones. You know, you killed some of my people, we ate some of you. Just,
Actually, no, they've never eaten any of your people.
I said killed.
Oh.
Mainly out of self-defense.
That's besides.
If you're with the humans, then you must be a good one then. Because humans are supposed to be good.
Yeah, I'm gonna give just a like smile.
Yeah, I'm really good.
Roll for
One of the best
deception.
ones.
Who, me?
You said deception.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And I'm going to give you advantage because you actually.
That is a nat 20.
25.
All right. That is the. Wow, dude.
That's cool. That's high.
There's a glint off of his teeth when he smiles at like that car
I
salesman.
learned this from Red.
Yeah, like yep, you got it. Hook, line, and sinker. You can roll for insight on that. Oh wow.
I'm so proud.
Wow.
Uh,
Yeah.
seeing on how well this is going.
The little creatures that are all piled on Damon, they bought it. They you're the greatest creature ever.
Well, if they think that, they should go see him.
Nope.
I could sell you some of these bottles.
Need a place to put the
Junk.
Don't.
That is a 12.
Well, yeah, he's legit.
Here's my certifications.
I learned it from
Goblin.com.
I learned it from watching you.
That's not mistaken. I'm the only one that went there.
Let's go to the Kobold City. See the Alpha Mother.
Sure, yeah. Go to a cult, fought some orcs, got in a fight with the scary black-clad woman. Let's go to a kobold city, sure.
So are we gonna do anything with the one up there?
Do we do
The
anything?
dead ones?
What do we usually do?
Well, in a lot of cases, you guys have had to abandon bodies because you just run away and not get eaten. But if you can bring them back for a funeral, it's probably a solid idea.
Do
We
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
we usually don't get to give them funerals, but we would like to if we could.
Do I have the knowledge of what god the
Not even a clue.
any draconic gods?
Nope.
Could I like fudge it?
You fudged the goblin out of courage. You're big as well.
Yeah, please roll, and hopefully you don't insult these things too terribly much.
Okay, here we go. What am I rolling?
I would say roll religion at disadvantage.
No, he's got to do
Yeah,
it. He's got
that
to be
would-
proper.
That
With-
Religion and
with you
despair.
know.
You
Yeah.
have to already know it.
I can see it fails.
That's natural 20.
It's so easy. They'll buy anything.
And that's the 4. Which is an 8.
So he begins to recite some stuff, and you can see very easily that Yip Yip is apparently not buying it. The rest of their ears begin to flatten out. They don't look very favorably
About that
at
one.
you.
No,
And
what that one?
Damon, there's several of them that are growling at him, and they have the same look on their face that Damon currently does.
I've never seen kobold before.
They gnash their teeth at you.
Just ask.
Yeah, in hindsight, that probably would have been a good idea. I was just hoping if we could help give some burial rites to your fallen comrade there.
Well, maybe don't flip through gods like a jukebox. You know?
What did you say? What did you say? Is that a box that dodges?
What is that?
That goes like no finger.
Some of us put all our eggs in one basket
Right,
of
I'm sorry.
deities. Some of us, hedge our bets a little bit.
Speaking of deities, I never got a chance
So,
to thank you for saving my life.
Oh, of course.
I think, to Damon's point, I very much would have been dead without you.
Well, I'm always gonna be here to help if I can.
I appreciate that.
That's nothing you wouldn't have
The-
done for me.
3 kobolds scamper down off of Damon and up the ladder again. And this time, they begin taking some of the scraps of cloth and stuff off of the orcs to wrap up their friends. And very gingerly bringing them back down the ladder one at a time. And they keep kind of hopping about a little bit, asking help over and over again.
I mean, Yip Yip's helping, definitely.
Yeah, but it'd be easier for one of these larger folk to probably carry the bodies.
Please, let us.
I kind of wish we brought a box.
Oh my god.
Hide Mary. Wait, which box?
No.
Oh, you're referring to the one.
Stop.
Why?
There is no box. We're not going to mention the box.
That's not true. There was a
There's
box.
no box. Echo.
Stop it. Let me help you.
Did you get a haircut?
It looks so good.
I feel like we're talking about unimportant
It
things.
doesn't, because I actually feel really self-conscious about it right now. Is it really even in the back? I'm gonna turn around.
Oh, what's
Yes.
it look like?
Go ahead and make
It
make a roll there for me. I'm gonna have Anna drop a 20 for me.
I can even it out for you.
That's a 13.
13. Well, it's really not as bad as it possibly could have been.
That looks fine.
That being said, it also does not match up with the rest of her hair.
Can't
in the
even
back.
tell a difference.
I can tell. Look at it.
No, there's no difference.
My hair all the time.
It's layered.
Layers, layers.
Actually,
Well, look, it's more layered than it was.
Mary, if you could help, that would be really
Sure.
Thank you. Okay.
Can
After
I borrow your dagger, maybe?
No.
Can we?
we can attend to
Oh, you have one. Great.
You see, look kind of impatient.
Sleight of hand there, Mary.
Oh
Sleight of
god.
hand.
Can I assist?
I'm not
I
good
got,
at those
I got
guys.
small hands.
Yeah, you
Stand.
can assist, but that will make her roll with disadvantage.
Oh, maybe not
I'm
you.
trained in sleight of hand.
Oh,
This
that's-
chaos
That's
bomb
true, but you're not a
monster.
barber, and you
I-
don't really know human haircuts that well.
I usually do burn mine.
Is it disadvantage? or
If each is assisting, yes.
I need to help.
I think you look great. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's an 11. All right, well, all right, they get done, and it actually, as far as the professionalism of it, is average on par for a young boy of about 14 with short hair in the back that's raised up to about here.
Oh, I know this one.
They won't be able to cut it now.
You could assist.
As Bob walked over to me, I just opened up my disguise kit, which has hair cutting implements, full cosmetics kit.
Hey, at this point, don't bring it up.
You look so good now.
How much short? Is it all gone? Is it all gone?
The kobolds
Oh,
gather up the hair.
God.
I believe I
Huh?
call it undercut.
3 kobolds have gathered up the hair, and they're showing it to you. Ray's kind of brushing and touching it, and it's lots of hair, lots of long locks that are no longer attached to your head.
Do you know what it looks like, Anna? You look like a fierce warrior who'll strike fear into the hearts of your adversaries.
Like nothing.
So good. Yeah, let's go. I'm crying over the kobolds.
Aw. So the Kobolds and Sky have now latched themselves onto Honor. They're kind of rubbing up against her and for an honor.
I'm not making it better.
Can I show her in the reflection of my sword? Just
During that tiny little moment
Yes.
where the kobolds had brought over the hair, Yip Yip quickly got to work on something, and then quickly ran over, seeing you're sad, and held it up.
Oh, thank you.
It was like a neck. It was like a little bracelet, but it was made out of your hair. Copper coins.
That's so thoughtful. I will wear it and think of this moment.
I was worried you were gonna be mad.
I said it looked fine. You just didn't believe me.
shall we grab some of the bodies and carry them?
Yeah, pick up.
So I'm assuming they would just carry all the bodies then.
They've scooped up the bodies and are carrying them as reverently as possible.
Okay.
Two of the kobolds are riding on Anna, and one has crawled up and sitting on Damon's back a little bit.
Gosh darn it.
So should I?
It's purring and kind of rubbing up against you there. It's like a cat, but then its little forked tongue kind of flicks the back of your head.
So should I? Okay.
Onward we go.
Look a
This
little
way, this
jelly
way.
with the
Stay
kobolds
close,
riding
please.
there. It's
So Yip Yip would kind of
diagonal.
call out before quickly starting to lead the way. At that, Yip Yip would begin to lead all of you through the maze of the sewer tunnels. Clearly, she knew these tunnels well and by heart, making sure to always stop to warn the group of various traps and dangers that they had set up in the tunnels. What these frail-looking kobolds seem to lack in raw might, they more than make up for in their ingenuity based on what you can see of their traps.
And you guys can see that there are sections where they have actually got these nice spring-loaded arms with what looks almost like pallets set up with all kinds of knives and forks and things like that, like it would spring right across. There is another one where it actually is taken up onto the ceiling where they've got a log with all kinds of spikes and stuff that have been nailed through it so it would swing down. There are other sections where there are bear traps that have been very cleverly disguised in some of the sewer muck and such like that. And there are several sections that actually have some very flammable looking barrels that are stacked along. It would dump out the contents and then ignite them. But if you didn't know what you were looking for, it all just looked like debris sitting there very carefully. It's pointing out, like, step over that, don't press on this, duck underneath this right here. And now for a kobold, it wouldn't be a whole lot to maneuver in and through. But even a goblin is having to be careful as he moves about.
I want to take close attention of how the mechanisms for these
You are
traps.
very impressed. Since you understand engineering, it's quite capable, as a matter of fact.
If I could write, I would make notes.
Hey, Vaughn.
Already, this is a guided walking tour, and he's holding onto his headphones to listen to every detail.
There's some information.
I can-
As Yip Yip proceeds forward,
Okay. The group would eventually arrive at a junction of 4 tunnels. Yip Yip would stop the party, raising a clenched fist in the air as the group goes silent. Soon after, she gives a sound halfway between a chirp and a cat swallow, and the other kobolds seem to follow in turn, making similar sounds as the group looks about. A tense moment of serious silence follows among the pack of kobolds, waiting to make sure it was all clear.
looking about, nothing seems to be happening in the tunnels at this point, and the rest of them kind of bob up and down.
After a long moment, some of the pack would give a small bark, which one could roughly assume to be signaling is all clear. At that signal, Yip Yip moves over and pushes a series of stones on the wall, and you hear a sharp click.
Now, when you
Before-
see Yip Yip do that, it's not just one. There are several stones that Yip Yip pushes into the wall in sequence, and that's when you hear that click sound.
Before a nearby section of granite swings inward to reveal a secret tunnel. Which brings up the first problem. While the kobolds could enter it with little difficulty, maybe Skeech too, you all would likely have to stoop really awkwardly and scuttle along sideways.
Us 6-foot folks are suffering now.
It
This
is
way.
very tight fit for both Anna and Mary with their armor and such.
Yeah.
But at least you don't have the hair to get in the way.
So, too soon.
Twist the knife.
It's really nice.
Continue on.
Holding all the,
yep. Continue on.
So will you come? It's this way.
Oh, yeah?
Okay. Once all the party gets inside, one of the kobolds in the back, whoever was towards the back, would kind of hop off and move over and swing the door back into place.
Oh, good.
Shutting you all inside and hiding you away from whatever could be out there.
Don't like that.
Still ducking slightly, the party moves along the tunnel following Yip Yip's lead. Again, the kobolds assist the group in not setting off any traps. Various traps have been integrated seamlessly into the walls and floor with stunning ingenuity, even with obstacles in the tunnel that require you to crawl over or under. At these points, there are notable kobold-sized arrow slits in the wall, and anyone could clearly see the hidden rooms behind the slits, where you could just make out the wide-eye expression of kobold guards, practically mesmerized by your presence. They call out to the kobolds of your party, and Yip Yip responds back in turn, all in a strange language of barks, chirps, mules, and such. After what seems to be an eternity of painful knee bashing, back aching, and head bumping, you would finally emerge from the passageway onto a large, relatively rectangular room with a strangely high ceiling, almost 15 feet high if you had to guess. Glancing around the room, you can see the construction techniques evidenced in the sewers were also present here. The walls, ceilings, and floor were all made from the same granite, cut to fit with seamless precision. Along the top of the wall, facing the opening from which you all emerge, several long archer slits are running parallel to the ground. You can see kobolds armed with bows looking down on the group with a combination of pure awe and surprise. While in comparison to the kobolds, their bows would be the equivalent of long bows. However, when compared to humans, it would likely be the size of a child's training bow.
So cute.
And Yip Yip would quickly call out, "No shooting! No shooting! Friends! I brought us friends! Human friends!"
And at this point, you can see kobolds are gawking at you all from all within the hive here.
This resulted in a cacophony of growls, barks, mules, and whistles, exchanged from the kobolds in your group to the others and back. After several long moments of discussion, Yip Yip would turn to you all with a smile, practically beaming with excitement, beckoning you to follow her. Come and see the Kobold City! As she, quickly began to head off again. Following her, you could all see there is a wide hallway, much taller than the previous tunnels, branching off to the left and right of the room which you are currently in. However, directly in front of the group is a balcony of sorts, which Yip Yip seems to be leading you all to. And stepping out onto this balcony, you can see a massive expanse stretch out before you. The first thought that comes to your mind is that of a beehive due to the layout and the flurry of activity. The chamber is a cylindrical structure, narrow at the top but expanding in size as each layer progresses to the bottom. Numerous sturdy rope bridges connect one section to another in a dizzying web of crisscrosses, and pulley-based dumbwaiter elevators move wide lifts from level to level. All of these seem to be in use, with constant motion flowing throughout the Kobold City. At the walled edges of each level, it is not hard to take notice of the dozens and dozens of kobolds beginning to gather to look at your party. Both young and old, of various colors, you can see young kobolds, babies wrapped in swaddling and held tightly by older kobolds. Older kobolds, obviously from the dull sheen of their scales or the silvery feathers and wiry hairs of others. And then there are a multitude of kobolds in between the young and the aged, engaged in all matters of daily life.
I guess we didn't get them all. Right. Maiden.
Humans, hold on, please. You need to hold on to the ledge.
As she kind of like gestures over to the ledge of the balcony.
Right.
Before she moves over and flips a lever. causing the balcony to slightly shift a bit downwards
Just hold
before,
sky.
before a whir of clicks could be heard as the balcony begins to descend in a smooth, gentle motion. We will go and see the Alpha Mother.
Great. And they know that I'm carrying these bodies back as a sign of respect, right? Good. Yes. Okay.
I don't
They are
like how
wrapped
this
up.
looks.
Yes. As you all descend, you can see more of the populace has begun to take notice of your presence. Some of them follow your
wonderful.
journey down. Many of them have gathered on the various walkways that stretch across the open air of the chamber. Crowds walk down the massive spiral staircase that wrap around the chamber's perimeter. A mass gathering of kobolds, all eager to see what Yip Yip and her party have brought to the city, have assembled at the ground level of the hive.
David,
was-
look, you got a lot of friends down there.
Now's not the time. Please,
It's always the time.
don't your mouth.
It wasn't long after the balcony gently touched down on the ground floor as Yip Yip opened a gate and practically bounded off, beaming as she turned to beckon your group. This way to see the Alpha Mother.
As you do so, the crowd of kobolds now parts to allow Yip Yip and her companions to pass along, leading you and pulling you that direction as well. And there is excitement passing through these crowd of these tiny little creatures that are flocking over to you. And again, flock is probably a good description of the way these things move. There's almost like a bird-like nature to them. And there's all kinds of excitement going passing the crowd, chips and whirs and all kinds of stuff back and forth amongst these creatures. And they're all staring up at you like in just sheer unadulterated awe. And also looking at Yip Yip like amazed as well that Yip Yip has brought them into the hive here. However, as this is going on, there is this noise that you hear coming from the far side of the large chamber in which you're in. Go ahead, continue with this. Go ahead and take
Is
it from
it-
there. Yep.
Yip Yip gives a huff, almost beginning to growl under her breath in a way that seems to convey slight displeasure. Yip Yip then steps forward a bit towards the sound.
So she does so. From back at the far side, there's this raised platform, and out comes this hunched over, kind of shriveled looking kobold. And the antlers that he has are adorned with little gems and little trinkets with little bird skulls and such. It's very colorful looking robes, and as you're looking at that, you can see these were probably vestments at one point that must have been in the cathedral that have been repurposed for. In fact, as you look about, everything within here has been repurposed from the city above. Everything that these creatures are wearing. And he steps forward with a little cane that he's got and begins in a very gruff, aggressive manner, you would assume dressing down Yip Yip, just being quite nasty, looming over the top of Yip Yip, although the two of them are still right about the same size. And another thing you do notice is that Yip Yip is quite a bit taller than most of the other kobolds that are in and around here. And
throughout all of this chastising or dressing down or whatever it was, she stood firm. Her face formed a deep scowl as she didn't waver under all of it. Not speaking up, likely knowing that she wouldn't be able to get a word in edgewise, just kind of staring him down back in response.
And just as it seems that this nastier kobold is about to get a bit more hostile with her, there is this loud whoop and a from back behind where he had emerged from. And now out from where those curtains are, several larger kobolds come out. And these are definitely different from the rest of the kobolds that you see. They are taller than Yip Yip, burly looking individuals. And they are wearing this strange assortment of body armor. It is repurposed pots and kettles and steel lids, and they are carrying these nasty looking pole arms that look to be farming implements and such that have again been repurposed for these smaller creatures to give them a much better fighting chance than their frail little bodies seem to be able to provide. And as these guards fan out in this U shape from the curtains, it parts once again, and this kobold steps out that is completely different from any of the rest of the kobolds that you see. It is definitely feminine in its the way it carries itself. She's about 3.5 feet tall, again, towering over the rest of the kobolds. And on top of that, there's a large set of regal antlers that she has that come off of her head, and a smaller set just below those. And much like the shaman, you were assuming, the way the man was dressed, these are also adorned with all kinds of little trinkets and such as well. But these appear to be adorned with much more expensive jewels and such, and other knickknacks that look quite impressive as well. Again, very beautiful looking as far as the adornment goes on that. And she kind of tilts her head looking over at you and steps forward again, and the way she carries herself has this commanding presence to it. And you can see the shaman kind of slinks back away a little bit, and now she begins to dress him down. And he actually steps back and around behind Yip Yip, and she motions to Yip Yip to come over and stand by her side, and steps forward to look at the party right now. And as she does so, you can see this neck frill come up on her as she stands a little bit taller, and it's this incredible crimson looking neck frill that she has, and on either side it's kind of fluttering for a moment, then kind of dies back down again. She strikes her staff on the ground, and there's this spattering of sparks as she does so. And she steps forward. She's like, "Humans, I am the Alpha Mother. Welcome to Clan Sarach. Members of my pack tell me that you have saved them from the orcs, and I thank you for this." And as she does so, the words are coming out in a common, but there's a bit of a dialect into it. The enunciations are slightly off, like the tongue grabs the S's and kind of hangs on to them there. And as she's speaking again, it is very much a commanding voice that she has, but it's not one that where she's trying to dominate you, but definitely you can tell that she is the one that is in charge of the hive here. And she's like, "But I must say, you have certainly aroused my suspicions. For so long, no human has willingly entered our city here. And now, for the second time in a short bit, we have a second party of the old masters that have appeared before us. So tell me, humans, why are you here?" And this is where we're going to wrap up our episode for the evening. Please join us again next week as we see what happens in the Kingdom of the Kobolds. And we thank you very much for hanging out with us this evening. Again, please do like and subscribe. That help us keep doing what we're doing here. We thank you for your time and hope you all have a great week. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.